Hi everyone, how you guys doing? What's the Manta? No, some project. Alex, you need a Manta emoji? I think Jeff actually made one. I just need to. Well, Scoop made one. I just need to figure that out. Also, thank you, Vicious. I appreciate that. Tier 1.
11 months and it's Manta Day. Let's
It
go.
is, dude.
Love you, dude.
Let's go. Let's go, dude. Thanks for 11 months. Also, Boney wants a compliment. Boney, you're as beautiful as a Manta, alright? And the Manta is a beautiful creature. I hope you're having a great day today. I don't know why my monitor was so pushed forward. Manta father? Well, Bull's on the line too right now. I don't know if Bull unmuted. Let me double check. Let me triple check this. Bull's here too. I thought you had your mic off, but it was just my volume muted. Oh no, we're good. Bull's here too. Bull is the mastermind behind the Manta, basically. I was just the guy from the sidelines, kind of like, hey, I have some cool ideas. But
I don't know about that, but
yeah, we're here to do the Manta today. In terms of like, thank you, JQ. I appreciate the 5 tier 1s, man. In terms of like other stuff that's going on today, not much. We're just gonna be focusing on the Manta. Honestly, I didn't really have like a complicated day today. So today is just strictly Manta. Did I cut myself in there? I think I did. It's okay. All right, guys. I guess we'll jump right into it. Are you guys gonna Google Meet or Skype? We're actually using Xfire. Do you guys remember that? We downloaded Xfire, and we're just using that for funsies. Felt a little bit more personal. We were thinking about that or Ventrilo or TeamSpeak, but we decided on Xfire. I remember. Yeah, Ventrilo. Yahoo Messenger, LimeWire. Yeah, we're downloading sound clips back and forth right now, Scooped. I only have about 7. Wait, what happened? Old friends in chat? God Vent? TeamSpeak? No WebEx? I never used WebEx. I did once in a blue moon, but why don't you just go with MSN? I don't know, man. MSN wasn't something I really used either. I only had it for a brief period of time, and then I got into gaming, and then I used gaming stuff. Is Bull old enough to know Xfire? That's rude. But I don't know, actually. Bull, did you use Xfire?
no, I didn't.
Do you even know what it is?
I've heard of it, but I never used it.
Okay. Shit. Now I feel fucking old, dude. What else is there? Mumble? Oh yeah, there was Mumble too. I forgot about that. Abs, thank you so much for the 5 months, man.
Chat.
Bull, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good. It's always good on a Friday.
I know, right? Hearing Bull and Alex 5-month stream together is peak. Absolutely. Bull's the new upcoming best streamer.
Oh wow.
True, right?
Damn, dude.
Thank you, Zachary, for the 5 tier 1s, man. I guess without further ado, I guess we should just jump right into it, I guess. Bull, do you want to talk about a bit about the project?
Sure. Yeah, so pretty much it's a collaboration between Alex and myself. And I don't remember exactly when we started it. Maybe September, October last year, something like that.
So. Something like that, yeah. It's been a while.
Yeah, so then we were kind of just throwing ideas back and forth, and we kind of decided what layout we wanted to do, and knew that we wanted to look unique, and that kind of led to the fin weight design. And then that actually, the name came after that because we were looking at it, and it's like, that actually looks like a Manta. And we kind of leaned into it, and here we are. We knew we wanted it to have some certain features, like the internal acoustic cuts and those kind of things, and yeah,
pretty much. It was a project that we both settled on, by the way, guys, that we decided that if it was going to cost some extra dough, we were just going to deal with it, just because we didn't want to cut corners for the sake of making each. I know this sucks to hear out loud in a lot of ways, but we were just like, let's just do what we want to do, and if it ends up being a bit pricier, then so be it. Which it did. I mean, if we want to kind of dive into some of the specs of it, it is going to be potentially a bit pricier. I think right now we're still tentative at $450. Could be higher because of tariffs, which we're hoping doesn't affect this at all. Thank you, Manu. But also, we're also now considering, because Bull's testing them, a potential cheaper, by a few dollars version of it too. Which I don't know if Bull wants to tell you guys his experience so far with the aluminum versions.
Yeah, so we made some full aluminum keyboards. Like instead of having a copper weight there, it's got aluminum, which turns out it sounds very good still. Reduces the weight by about 600 grams. But yeah, the cost is lower. We kind of had thrown the idea around from the beginning before we even prototyped it, and we weren't sure if it was, going to be still a good proposition. So we prototyped it. That's what prototypes are for. And yeah, I'm really liking it. It sounds good, I think. So
Yeah.
I think we'll show it and see what people like, show a build, and then if
Yeah.
people like it,
Yeah. Wait a second. Are you saying my mic is quiet, Spuddy, or is Bull just too loud? Because I haven't touched my mic. Full alu if it's two-tone. I mean, we're considering one color, but we'll talk about colors in a bit here. I don't know if you guys have seen the website for the Manta. Bull has his own website for it, which is a bit more spec-driven. Mine's a bit more like what's going on with the board-driven.
G's for Crummy gifted a tier 1 sub to Andrews M85.
Also, to answer, I saw a few people ask about global vendors.
Yes.
We'll have global vendors for everything. If you're familiar with any of my other projects I've ran, we like to have global vendors, so it's cheaper for everybody, especially doesn't make sense to ship stuff all to the US first. We just haven't announced the full list yet. But yeah, there'll be global vendors. And then the other thing is, yes, STR is manufacturing it. That's how we get those cool patinas.
Yes.
And we've both been very happy with the quality of the prototypes. So
the prototypes, I mean, if you guys want to jump right into the prototypes right now, the prototypes are lovely. We'll kind of discuss some other information like colors and some tentative date. Like, we don't even have a date yet, guys. Again, Bull and I we've decided a long time ago when we first started this, we're just taking our time with this. I'm in no rush. Bull's in no rush. Like, this is just a project that we want to be absolutely... What if it sounds bad? Then we're going to refine it. But we want this to be perfect before this even gets, like, announced for anything else. So, I guess we'll show you guys the accessories box, which I made a mistake on this, by the way. So here's the fun... Jesus Christ. Hold on. I played some music in the background and that blew my eardrums out. That scared me. Jesus. All right. Yeah, I know. I don't know either. Okay, so this is the Manta accessories box. Tinkled, to be honest. Honestly, me too a little bit. This is the Manta's accessory box, and honestly, on the paper, I legitimately thought this was way smaller. Because on the design page, this was like this big, and this was like the box, which you can see right here. This was like this big. So I designed the font for this to be a small little package, because I thought this was legit just accessories. Do you guys like this? Do you guys think this is like way too big though? No, I was listening to Bring Me the Horizon. I think that might have been like
balances it out though.
Do you? I don't know. Kind of looks sick. All right, well, that's the accessories box. I'll show you guys what's in it here in a second. Here is the box. So Bull had this cool idea to do, I think it was Bull or Manu, I don't remember now who. But this cool little wireframe, which I've seen done before, which is really cool. The box material is really nice too. And then we have some cool little, just some storytelling on the side. And then we have this, which I put together. Manta wraps around in this different kind of texture. So really cool. Orange bottom. And then I hope this still works, but this should be a link to the website, which will also have like resources for people. So that should be really fun too. But yeah, just a little simple box, nothing too crazy. Yes, and then as you guys open this, you'll be greeted with the hard shell case, which will say Manta on it. And then, bam, you get a box and a hard shell case. So this was Alex's contribution. Basically, yeah. This is all I did. Okay. Then we have, well, the PCB is not going to be in here. I just put it here. The PCB will be in the accessories box. By the way, guys, we're still refining all of this stuff. So this is like very like early because
it's also worth noting neither of us have actually fully built it yet.
Yes, neither of us have.
This is a fun experience for everybody.
We only put it together without soldering, and obviously that sounds way different because just so you guys know too, we have hot swap PCBs, but there was a little boo-boo with the hot swaps. Yeah, basically if you guys want to see, it's not like they don't work or anything, they actually work. But the hot swap PCBs are missing the O-ring compatibility, if you guys can see. And there's some other things we're going to be changing on it, but oops. Who's the voice inside my head? That's Mr. Bowl. I should put Manta build with Bowl in the title so people know it's you. With Bowl on VC. Lots of options. No, it's going to be O-ring, gasket, and grommet. So this is the PCB. The diodes will be on the top, and there's a reason for that. The diodes basically need to be there for clearance problems. Well, not problems. Clearance sake, I should say. So think like the old mode PCBs that Gondo, I believe, actually did, because Gondo is the PCB designer here. So that'll be there. Reset's going to be on the top as well. And then we have the JST on the back. And then Gondo's flavor text that he always adds. I watch so many VODs, I have a mustache now. And then we have both the logos there. Yeah, it's a Gondo PCB. Gondo did a hell of a job here. Yeah, really cool. There's going to be some other small changes to the PCB here. I actually spoke with Gondo the other day, and I believe the changes, other than some non-important things that I'm not going to bother mentioning, really just some like different, 7U and 6.25U, which one goes where type thing. Just some more like info stuff for you guys. Then you'll get this little, what is it called? Little, oh my god, the word's escaping me here, Bull. What is this thing called? Microfiber pouch?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, microfiber pouch is a good description.
We'll call it that. And then it's going to have both the logos on it, which is cool. Now, the board will be in here. The daughter board should be pre-installed for people. I don't know if the feet will be. That I'm not too sure, Bull. I never forgot to ask that.
Usually, yeah.
Woodfork gifted a tier 1
Thank you,
sub to
Woodfork.
licknub_us.
Am I nervous? I mean, yeah. I'm always... Honestly, guys, I'm nervous every stream. I just don't show it to you guys. So, I guess now we can talk a little bit about colors, which I'll let Bull talk about, because he has the list. I think he has the finalized list. Well, sort of finalized. List. Yeah.
So, what we're thinking is, as you see, we're going to change this one because of popular demand. We're going to go with, to start, we're going to have pre-configured colorways. So you won't be able to switch out the weights and case colors. But instead, we're going to have an upgrade to a copper bottom. So you'll be able to get not only copper weight, but also copper bottom. But that being said, for the colorways for the case, we'll do a fully raw aluminum top and bottom case with the raw copper weight. So that's the raw copper weight there. Yep. And those will all be uncoated. So if you want them to get force patinaed or just let them patina over time, that'll happen. And then we have the pumice colorway, which is like a grayish brown anodizing, grayish beige.
This one here, which I already have keycaps on. It doesn't actually have, it's not soldered together, but this is the pumice. It's like a gray.
Yes. With sandblasted copper weight. And then Americano, which is a dark brown anodized top case with silver anodized bottom case.
Which I don't
with
got.
A coffee patina. I have that one. So you guys can check that one out later. I'll take some pictures. And then Manta, which is black sparkle coating, top and bottom case with a sandblasted copper weight. And then last but not least, I guess not last, acrylic top case with orange anodized bottom with sandblasted stainless steel weight.
I also think I think so, right?
And then we're tossing around the idea of a 6 colorway with maybe some input from you guys.
Yeah, okay. So here's the thing. And for the full aluminum one too, we already have like a potential color in mind, but here's the thing. I think we might pepperoni manta. Oh my gosh. We might open it up. I don't know about after that comment, but we might open it up to you guys for what you guys want the 6th color to be. Also, we're not going to do, we were playing around with this too. We're not going to do like pick your own top, bottom, and weight just because there's going to be way too many options. And honestly, that's going to be so complex and might raise the prices of things. And also just might slow down the whole process. So we're just not going to do it. The Prussian blue that Bull used in the Cappy. Olive green's actually a not bad idea. We're doing an orange mid piece, sorta. I don't have an orange with me, but Bull has it. A blue manta? Well, maybe we'll make a form, because, yeah, I don't know. Extra weights available? When you mean extra weights, what do you mean by that? Like, the fin part? You want some, like, options? We also thought of that, and we don't know if we're going to do that either. Bull
The problem
red?
with having a extra optional weight is that the weight itself literally costs like half of the keyboard.
Yeah.
So they would be kind of like really expensive. And also since they're they're definitely a weird shape. Packaging was a little bit of a concern because, it would obviously suck to send it and then it comes damaged or needing to add a huge extra box.
Yeah. Like, I don't know if you guys... Actually, I haven't opened this one here yet. This is cool. So it's a copper bottom with a stainless weight. And then the acrylic top. But I don't know if you guys have really... I mean, we'll see it today as we open this up. The bottom piece is really complex. So, you guys will see. This one's nice, too. I guess without further ado, I'll open this one here up. So, this is a prototype, by the way, guys. I'm going to make that very clear. There's probably going to be some things... We already know there's some things that we want to change. So, there's going to be little, like, force brake pads we're planning on adding on certain areas. I'm not going to be doing that today. Also, why is my camera all screwed up? Whatever. I'll do it another day. There'll be some stuff we change in the future. Very minor things. So far, I think it's like 2 or 3 things we've noted. Nothing that'll affect, the overall board itself. But is this a review? Yes.
Kinda.
And it's sponsored by both of us. So I guess not really. But yeah, here we'll take a look. Let's open it up, and I'll show you guys the plates here in a bit too, because we have some fun plates. We even have a new plate that I haven't even used before. Which thing do I need for this again?
I think it's M2.
M2. Is it M2? Yeah, it's this guy. Also, we will be changing these screws in the top from silver to black.
Yep.
I think Bull and I both
And they'll be
didn't care
magnetic
for this. Yeah. And they'll be better screws, because actually I was having problems with these particular screws. I ordered a bias with Bull. I'm going to get the Manta as well. You only live once. We'll take it all apart and show you guys. Real Manta hours? Alex, finally going to do combo plates, like one material? No, we're not going to be doing that for this. There's really no point for this one here, because I feel like those combo plates actually work better for, like, TKLs. But not for this. The combo plates are not something. We might do some other cool things. So maybe some things we haven't seen before we're considering. I'm not going to mention them yet because, kind of want that to be a secret. Alex, did you get your bowls? No, not yet. I think
it's on the way.
Those out. Yeah.
Why no pogo pin? There's literally not enough space. That's also why the JST cable comes straight down the center, because like a normal JST is kind of to the left, but there's literally no bottom case to cut a channel into. So yeah, this was pretty much the only option.
Yeah, actually, if you guys want to know, originally we were thinking catchball system. We actually had to get rid of that, not only because catchball systems are kind of wonky, but like this whole unit, it just won't. We can't even really do, like, if we wanted to do the screws from the bottom, it wouldn't. I don't think that worked, right? We had to do this. Everything was
it
so
was on the back edge. It was pretty wonky.
Yeah, everything was so tolerant tight that we had to do these angled screws. So there was some refinements even in before this got prototyped. But also, this will have, so this is what Bull and I were talking about. So on top of it having some little force brake and alignment nubs here, we'll also have little pads that go on top of these guys. Mm-hmm. And that should help with some, because, like, to be, again, transparent with you guys, it's very minor, but there's a little bit of pressure that gets put because of some tolerance that has to be there, which we don't want. We want this to be absolutely perfect. So we're going to add some little pads to help fill in the gap, basically. And also it'll act as some sort of, like, little, thing so it doesn't rattle on its own there. All right, now to open this guy. Let's get the bits. This is pretty considerate and detailed. I mean, we sat down for a few pretty long meetings thinking about what to do here. So if you guys have any questions too, feel free to ask. This is not really a normal stream where we just kind of like joke. We probably will joke around as I solder and lube things, but if you guys have any questions, like, feel free. Gotta say, I'm very glad you scratched the catch ball. Yeah, I mean, dude, me and Bull both agreed. We're just like, dude, there's way too many problems with catch balls right now. Let's just X this and move on. So we just decided to say screw it.
I can get you the front height. 1 second. I saw somebody ask. Front height is 16.9 millimeters. And then the EKH, so where the switch actually is 22 millimeters.
Yeah. I think that's both in our preference, so.
It's a little deceiving when you look at it from the side because of the curve in the top case. It almost looks taller, but then when you go to type on it, you kind of can feel that it is.
I'll show you guys.
It's quite
just ignore
low.
the bottom piece for now. But you guys see the curve? It's deceiving almost. But yeah, it's pretty low. But here is the weight piece. And this is like 70% of the build of why it's so expensive. Actually, I haven't seen the raw one on the inside here. This is my first time, so. Yeah. And then you can even see it's not flat either, right? Because it kind of bows. So, god damn. So it kind of bows a little bit on purpose. So it's not meant to be completely straight. But yeah, pretty cool. It's really, really nice. And this is what the machining is. And here are those little pillars, and you know, these are for the hooks for like ano and coatings and stuff like that. But pretty cool.
A daughterboard cover wouldn't actually fit in the height direction with those K screws. Or with the screws, my bad.
So pretty nice. I want both the raw and the sandblasted. The sandblasted really nice too. Don't get me wrong. Like, I think the sandblasted is very pretty. There's something very nice about the raw, because like, what's cool about the raw one, both Bull and I were thinking this too, is it's more exaggerated. Like, this has that subtle, you know, fin kind of going on. But with this guy, you can clearly see where all those cuts are and all that jazz. Comparison. So it is crazy how different the two are. Like, look at that. And then if you kind of want an idea of what this looks like. But yeah, this is why this was so expensive. Because initially when I came to Bull and we were talking about stuff, I said my idea would be I want a board to actually sound good that stands on pillars, and perhaps that can help exaggerate some of the sound. And that's kind of where we ended up. So, how gold is that gold color? This? Oh, this is not gold. I mean, it's probably reflecting other things in the room, guys, but this is raw copper. The photo I posted, actually, I didn't post it anywhere. It might be in the Manta news section, but this is copper. It just looks gold because of lights and stuff, probably. No, the top? Top one? What? The Optica angled screws were done very different. Bull actually is the one who fixed all those. So, it wasn't even his project. Alright, I guess you guys have seen the inside now. I guess we can start building this. I'm going to build the silver and copper one because I feel like this is how 90% of the configs would be. And then we can plop it into the other one another day, or today too, I don't know. But we can see about the other configurations.
Oh yeah, there'll be a patina option.
Let's actually screw this back in here.
I have that one. So
yeah, Bull has the patina.
Mr. Alex
and
doesn't
then,
get to see it.
Yeah, he also has the black and the sparkle coating one with the red, which was cool.
Yes.
Patina looks fucking badass. Yeah, the patina one's really cool. Which one's your favorite, Bull?
Oh man, I might have to go with the pumice one that you have.
It's nice, right? It's
so
like
nice,
classy looking. Did someone say
especially
red?
with the copper.
Bull, do you want to tell them what we were considering doing for the aluminum one? Like
sure.
Maybes.
Okay, we were kind of thinking of doing a silver top and bottom case. So what Alex is building right now, but then with a red coated aluminum weight, quote unquote.
So the
weight.
fin, yeah.
But
so that'd be it.
I saw some questions about the cost of that, and it doesn't actually reduce it that much because unfortunately the expensive part of the weight isn't the material, it's the machining time. So it only saves about $50. So it'd still be in the $400 range.
Yeah, actually, Bull, did I want to do the force break things on this before I forget?
You can try with or without, it's up to you.
Yeah. So one of the things we were thinking about too, guys, I should have shown you guys this before. The pillars on the circles there, Bull found that he had to, not had to actually, we don't know for sure, but Bull found it a little bit better if we put some sort of force brake like material there.
Yeah, because the bottom area is actually curved, so if the curve doesn't line up like absolutely perfectly, which is basically impossible, it can kind of have tiny vibrations, which is basically what causes ping. So just by putting a little material between there, that removed it for me on my prototype. So if it helps with the prototypes, we'll just have it installed from factory, so you guys won't have to worry about it at all. But this part of the prototyping process, part of the fun.
Yeah.
To try out.
Yeah, and this is our first time fully building it, by the way, guys. So there's going to be a lot of stuff that we might change.
Yeah.
Like, so just bear with us. Like, we purposely didn't fully build this. Like, even the other unit I have here is not soldered in and makes a bunch of rattling noises because it's not soldered in. So we have to go through it. And I mean, we want to do it with you guys. That's the whole thing. We want to do this with you guys. So we're doing cherry clippings. 100% decided on raw. Yeah, a lot of people seem to really like the whole fully raw ones. Boneyard would go hard on this. Boneyard's already actually on the other one, Boney. So we have Boneyard on this Manta, which is the one that's not built. Well, it is built, but it's not soldered in. But yeah, it's already on this one. Holy heck, that one is so good. Yeah, it's nice. The PCB color is sublime. Yeah, I think the only thing we were considering changing is the color of these. Right, Bull?
Yeah, the hot tub sockets will be white.
Yeah, I don't...
Or like a off-white.
They're purple right now.
But I think it was just a prototyping thing, what was available, so.
Make the PCB green? You know, honestly, I wouldn't be opposed to that, but I kind of like the way they are now, too. I don't mind this, like, gray color. I think it's, like, nice.
I like green, but I don't know if it fits the vibe of Manta.
If it was a more classy board, I'd say, green. The Manta is a little bit more artsy-fartsy.
We don't want to put a hard stop time frame for now, just because, like Alex was saying, we pretty much want to make sure it's as good as possible first. So then, after we have it all finalized, we can begin planning, and then also with the, the tariffs going on and trade situation, it's a little difficult to plan. So we don't want to make any promises and then under deliver. So we're just kind of playing it by ear.
Like I said, guys, we're in no rush. We've been at this for a little while now, so
yeah, there's no reason to rush the final steps.
Yeah. Green PCB are for custom aesthetics, win keyless only. Win key TKLs. Sorry, guys, no TKL. Alright, let's get some lube. Take your time, guys. I'm happy to wait. Thank you, DNA. Appreciate it. We hope you guys like the project, and we're planning on doing a bit more transparency stuff like we told you guys we were going to start with. We've been pretty transparent, like even with the cost of the prototypes, which we've talked a little bit about, and we're going to give you guys some like breakdowns of like why costs are what they are, as well as other things. Because not only do we want this project to be transparent and we want to be honest with you guys about things, but we also kind of want to do this to show you guys like, to kind of tell you guys like the process and show you guys like what can and cannot go wrong and yada 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 with the whole process and where hangups could be and all that jazz. So is that why there's an acrylic version? Bull, do you want to explain the acrylic?
Why it's acrylic?
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, so like usually it's always people think of PC, but STR and actually other manufacturers too use acrylic because polycarbonate has a higher hardness. So then with a higher hardness, you have to use faster machining. But then when you have faster machining, it heats up the material and can cause some warping. So then, is it joke on chance?
Yeah, I didn't notice that.
Got me. Well, either way, it's good to explain. Then when you have warping, that's a higher failure rate, so it makes it more expensive. So that's why you've probably seen like sometimes the polycarbonate version ends up costing more. But pretty much with acrylic, you kind of avoid that. And it also, polycarbonate tends to have a little bit of a blue hue, where acrylic doesn't really have that. It's more of the transparent colorway. So yeah, that's why it's acrylic.
This acrylic unit looks very like just standard, in a way gray almost. Like it does not look any sort of hue. Sometimes even I've seen it leans a bit purple, with acrylic or pink. So
I wish you had the orange bottom, because the orange bottom with the acrylic like just shines through like perfect.
Elcon gifted a tier
Not shine
1
through,
sub
but
to
you can see it through,
Rufus_McFloofus.
That's cool. I need to see
They
that
have
in
given
person.
237 gift subs in the channel.
Question, but did you guys happen to have any inspiration from the Orbit? No, actually, you know what? My big thing, like, I didn't have any inspiration from literally anything. I just wanted, like, my idea had always been, what if a keyboard had, like, almost like a wing to it? And I said originally to even bowl, like, I wanted pillars coming from the sides. And I essentially wanted it to kind of be this thing where if sound was to come out the bottom, it would be directed outwards. How do we do this? And originally, actually, it was supposed to be a bit different. I don't think the pillars would be so thick. But Bowl was like, how about we make really big, like, thick pillars that kind of droop inwards a little bit, as you guys can kind of see. Again, I'll take off the other weight. Or I'll take off one of these other weights, too, to show you guys. But that was kind of like the inspiration there. Oh, you're saying, like, the colorway? I mean, there's only so many variations of gray. But, no, actually, I think originally I gave Bowl, or the factory, I think, was... Did I give you guys
I was going to say,
that,
do you want to tell them how those Pantones came about?
Yeah, well, my Pantone colors they were supposed to be close to my my logo. But I think this is just kind of how it turned out here, because I think that particular Pantone
you can't really
was supposed to be
beige.
Yeah, was supposed to be a beige, but this is how it turned out. So this is how that ended up being. But yeah, I gave them the logo colors, and that was the color that ended up getting turned out of the factory. So that is that's what happened there.
Oh, Alex, we have a good question. How do the pillars affect aerodynamics? And I think the only way to answer that is with a nice drop test.
Oh my god, you sound like in it. Is Bull actually in it? Has anyone seen him in the same room?
Yeah, it's my alt.
Maybe a sparkle black or really dark gray top with the white weight would be awesome, since it matches the color of Manta Ray. Oh yeah, it'd be interesting too. Getting like a color matched Manta. I don't think we have any. Honestly, guys, I kind of E-white is one of those. I mean, I just don't love E coatings in general. But yeah, maybe we'll see. I had a really bad experience one time with an E coating, so I just really haven't bought an E coating since.
We can do like spray coating white, but then to me it kind of feels like a waste to
if it's going to be
spray coat a white
limited
material.
/ unlimited,
Like spray coating
in stock,
copper just feels like illegal.
Oh, sorry if you guys. Sloth, is this going to be GB limited, unlimited? It's going to be a group buy with. I don't think that we're going to have a limit on it. I don't think so, right, Bull?
No. I mean, if there's like a human limit, but I think everybody who wants to get one should be able to get one.
Yeah. But it'll be a GB. Originally, we went through everything, guys. We sat there one time and we were like, do we do in stock? Do we do this? Do we do that? And then we thought, okay, for in stock, what if everyone ends up wanting a certain particular color, and then people just buy and they panic buy because they want something because there's only like, X amount. And we're just like, you know what? It'd be way easier at the end of the day, just running a pre-order basically.
And some things.
Yeah, go on.
Some things we did to make the group buy faster is every colorway that we plan to do, we've made a prototype sample for, so we don't have to deal with color matching. Everything, like all the PCBs have been fully prototyped, and the prototypes that we made. So I guess if you didn't know, so for some background, when you're doing prototyping, you can either do a rapid prototype or a full production prototype. So the rapid prototype is that you kind of remove any unnecessary CNC work to just get a idea of how the thing goes together, and then you can do a full production prototype where you kind of dial in the specs, make sure all your chamfers are good, all that kind of stuff. So we actually were going to order a rapid prototype of Manta first before ordering the full production ones, but they were like, it's literally too complicated, so you just have to go straight to the full production ones. So we kind of bit the bullet and did that. But by doing that, now we don't have to worry about getting the paths and CNC programming done, like, once a group buy happens, it's already ready. So that saves a lot of time. And we're kind of working with STR, and if you guys didn't know, I work very closely with STR, so we can get stuff done ahead of time, like material ordering and that kind of stuff. So hopefully the group buy would be a shorter lead time, like 4 to 6 months is kind of the aim.
Yeah. So that's actually what we discussed. We sat there and we were just like, we could do this, but then because of all these other situations, which Bull just explained, we ended up going the group buy way just because it made more sense. It's not really a pre-order, only because we won't start production until it ends, just because, again, we don't know how many colors of things people want. And that was our main, that was our main concern, was just like, what happens if nobody wants the silver? And yes, it's a risk we could take, but we also want to get people what they want instead of feeling like they have to buy something else. So we just figured might as well just do the age-old thing in this hobby, which is group buys.
And with the idea of kind of being, we didn't want to compromise, and we also didn't want customers to have to compromise, so
yeah,
might as well make it easier for everybody. And it lets us,
I will take 27 mantas, please.
make sure everybody can get what they actually want.
Yeah. Good experience for customers. Yeah. Timeline after GB close. Bull just said it would be about, was it 4 to 6 months? Yeah.
Typically. But we'll have a more
Could
concrete.
Faster. Yeah.
Once the group buy starts, and then, like usual, do the production updates. Try and get pictures of it on the CNC. That's always fun to see.
Yep. There'll be a lot. We're gonna keep the website completely updated. So Christmas mantas, basically, kinda. It's an interesting board so far. I've told you guys this already. Kind of spoiler alert, but we not only have we sort of put 2 units together, so Bull put one sort of together. He didn't solder it either, and then I didn't solder this one, but we did hear one that they sent us from the factory because they tested it to make sure it all fit together. And I don't know if they soldered that together either, Bull. I have no idea. But
I'm not sure.
It sounded interesting, in a good way. So we'll see how this sounds in front of us here. I don't even know what switches they used. I think they used GMK keycaps.
Yeah, it was cherries with GMK.
Oh, was it cherry?
I think so. I think it was Hyperglides, though.
Yeah, these are... Well, I'm going to be sending one over to a reviewer in a bit. Well, once we confirm other changes and stuff. But, yeah, Bull and I are... I guess to kind of start telling you guys some of the transparency. We have already mentioned this, too. Potato, thank you so much for the Tier 1, man. The prototyping costs were about $6,000, if I'm being honest with you guys. So that is a huge chunk. Bull and I are going to be essentially using some of the profit for the boards, and we're going to be putting that into the board, you could say, whatever you want to call it. So these are we can keep these because they're technically paid for, but yeah, that's part of the cost of prototyping these. They're not cheap.
High upfront cost. And, well, I guess we're also extra thorough. We didn't have to get 6 prototypes, but we wanted to make sure we had all the colors sampled because I'm sure most people have either had or seen where you order one thing and then you get it and the color's completely different, and we really don't want that. So
yeah. So, plus, we already told you guys, this weight is super complex, but we could have made it simpler, but we just said, fuck it. We're not gonna. So,
what's the point?
If we hadn't made it simpler, honestly, I probably wouldn't have wanted to do this. Because that was, this was so cool, seeing all the curves on it, and we're just like, yeah, this is nice. I just need a little piece of tape to scoop up all these things. Thank you, Crown. We are so back. Most keyboard designers are millionaires, so it's not... Okay, you know what? I think there's only
Which keyboard designers are you talking to?
Don't be fooled by some other people who have McLarens and stuff. I don't think they got those anymore.
Guys, I promise I don't drive a McLaren.
I don't even drive, guys. Listen, guys, let me tell you guys, I don't even fucking have a driver's license. All right? So, now you guys know. We talking drama? No. Yet. Well, even so, I don't think I'd ever buy a sports car. You ever G2? No. Man, you got a driver? I wish, man. I walk everywhere. That's how come I'm so in shape, Simon and Diego. Well, right now I only have one person. Well, technically two in line. I haven't really talked to anyone else. I don't want to spoil for you guys who, but it's a friend, you know. But we'll see. We don't have a shit ton of these units. We're not making more. So if we do send off like one or two of them, like that's basically like each, like that's basically it. We'd have to have people cycle through them. Or guys, listen. Realistically, as much as I would love for Tim to come out of retirement for this, he's just gonna make fun of me the entire time. He'll just roast, like, unless he becomes super professional just to spite me, he will basically make a mockery of it the entire stream. And then he might even just go on his iPad. Teja, I don't think Teja would come out of retirement for this either. Man, I don't think anyone would. So, plus, you know what? I mean, I'd be too afraid that Tim would spill coffee in the fucking thing, so. Ryan? Oh, I feel like Ryan doesn't stream anymore either. Yeah, I was potentially like, I can maybe Marcia, maybe Mr. G off, but hell, I was even thinking about giving one to Manoli for a day to get him to go back on stream, but we'll see. Mr. Manoli. All right, let's do some dielectric reads on these. What about Beldoink? Isn't that guy retired as well? Sorry, Ad had to do it. Guys, there's a lot of good streamers. We don't have a lot of units, by the way. Because we also want to compensate people too, right, guys? So I also don't have unlimited compensation budget, nor do I have enough boards if people want to keep these. So we're kind of like, you know what I mean?
It's also a little early to plan, given we don't even know when the group I will be.
Guys, we don't even know if this sounds good yet. So we don't even know. This could sound like ass today, and we could be like, all right, Bull. Good.
Oh, don't say that. Don't say that. Don't say
Mr.
that.
Matthew and Cena? Yeah, true. Don't say it. Don't say it, please. What about Canadian streamer that lives on the east coast of Canada? Me? Oh, you mean you? Alex Bull made it. We know it sounds good. True. Bull's been making some pretty spicy space bars. Actually, the only thing I'm a little worried about, if I'm being transparent with you guys and Bull, I don't know how the O-ring's going to sound. That was the only thing I really couldn't test before the stream because we'd have to solder the unit together. And I couldn't really do the hot swap unit because it wouldn't work at all in this case right now.
Yeah, we'll see.
I don't know. I don't know how the O-ring's going to sound on this. Do you guys
Is
see
it
this
designed with one
bullhead
mounting style in particular? Yeah, kinda. Well, two. I guess you could say all three, but like the O-ring is kind of a safe bet, you know, with you don't need to try out a plate design, and I guess everybody I know just likes O-ring, including myself. So we put O-ring in there for just general. We know it's going to sound good. We know everybody likes it. It feels and sounds good. And I think especially on 65 and 60s. And then for the plate, it's got the two different mounting options, both in the same tab, which lets it have optimal mounting points, I guess you could say. Because a lot of times when you try to combine too many mounting styles, you end up with some of them are compromised, or like you have to put one in a point where you don't want it on the plate and it just ends up sounding bad. But we ended up we were able to fit them both in the same spot. So the main idea is that you can use the little gaskets for a bit softer feel, and you can see on the plate there it's got the relief cuts, and then the socks actually cover that whole tab for a bit of a stiffer feel. So you can try both without needing to use necessarily a stiffer plate material.
Yeah, and then if you guys wanted to as well, like you guys can mix and match things if you wanted the top to be a bit firmer or whatever.
Yeah.
But that is the idea behind it. And then we have two different diameters of gaskets and grommets. The O-ring, we actually didn't put one in the prototype package. I don't think we have an idea of what we're
No, we didn't make them because we'll make some, but the MOQ is pretty high.
Yeah, but I'm thinking 50 seems a bit low for a standard like O-ring, so I was considering a 70.
I like 70.
Yeah, we're thinking 70. I think
the nice thing is you can easily get more.
Yeah, they're so cheap. can buy them off of like anywhere. Yeah, like I said, some changes that we already want to do is like again, being transparent, these accessories boxes, we had to sit here and think about it the last few days because it kind of actually almost, well, mine anyways, because I'm a good test subject for this, it didn't do so hot in transit. The PCBs got a little banged up on the way, so I had to sit there and repair some of the PCBs the other day. So we gotta fix some stuff with the boxes, which we already have an idea of what we want to do.
There's no top mount.
No top mount for this. Oh, yeah, here. By the way, here's the other cool plate. Is this the right plate? Yes, it is. Also, look at this, guys. Tearaway bags. Look at this, guys. I'm not using this today. Maybe next time. But these are those Ultim stylish plates. Frozen piss. Or that. Sure.
That's one way
Piss
to put it.
Ultim baby. So I've never used this before at all for a plate material. I've heard good things. But we'll try this another day. Not today. But another day. Yeah, these bags are so nice. Because then the nice thing about these bags is you don't have to rip them open. Like in terms of destroying them, or there's no adhesives to break the bag. You can just kind of store things again, which is nice. But there's going to be some other plates too. I have most of them here. There's going to be a CF plate, a PP plate, and a PC plate. The PC plate's in one of the other boxes. All right, let's pop some stabs on here. Manta Ray.
Also, for the PCB, you could show the PCB compatibility.
Oh yeah, I almost forgot to do that. God damn, I'm just building shit today. Yeah, there's lots of compatibility.
Too excited.
Yeah, tons. And I think even the hot swap, with the exception of ISO, has lots as well.
Yep.
So everything is there for you guys, hopefully, in most of these. So
Both
there should be no
rows.
concerns. Split spacebar? Unfortunately, no split spacebar. Can't give you that one, unfortunately. Can you order one where Alex comes to your house and builds it for you? Damn. As cool as that sounds, guys, this sounds a little complex. No 313 spacebar. GG next. I get it, guys. My bad.
It doesn't work with the plate without cutting out the entire area.
No 0.5 U support. No, unfortunately. None. So sorry, guys. No 10U. No, I'm real sorry, guys. Would love a wind keyless like the Suse. I don't know if the wind keyless variant of this would look super good, if I'm being honest. I don't know. I don't think I'd be into it, personally. Is this screw-in stab compatible? I don't think so, because I think with that, we'd need to cut the plate a little bit in these areas.
Yeah, not at the spacebar.
So we're not gonna. I don't think we're gonna be doing that. But essentially, for it to be screw-in compatible, if you guys want to know, you would have to dig in a little bit here so the O-ring can fit without being compressed against this. So it just doesn't seem possible with this plate. I don't think that's what we're gonna do. No, you can.
Yeah, and then also if you do that, it doesn't actually compress evenly around all sides. So then you don't, like, the whole point is that the O-rings compress between the switches and the case so that it's fully isolated.
Yeah, you
but
guys
then you end
can
up with
still,
kind of a hot spot in compression.
Yeah, and you guys can still use screw-ins. In this build here, I use screw-ins, but you guys just
screw-ins
won't be
fine
able
with
to do
anything but O-ring.
The O-ring. It has two other mounting styles though, so you guys still use them. Honestly, so far from my little mini tests of stuff, the grommets were my favorite, and Bull also said the grommets were his favorite. Mm-hmm. So I don't know actually how the O-ring's gonna sound. Hopefully good. Yes, we're doing Cherry MX2A.
I do want to try the
today.
socks I want to try the socks with the plastic plate, given it's a little stiffer.
Yeah. Gold in the form of cherry in this build today. Yes, it is a full cherry build today. Grommets are goated to be fair. They are kind of nice. I do like them. Do the grommets have a sort of Neo sound? Not really. If anything, the grommets almost, like, if you guys want to compare it to anything, it sort of reminds me of a bit more of like that mode higher pitch sound, sort of, with lattice blocks, but not quite as like springy as the lattice blocks. I'll give it to mode. I really like the lattice blocks. They just unfortunately compress over time. There's not much you can do. It's just the nature of that particular material and design. Alex and Bull's signature in the case. I didn't even think about that. Do you want to add that, Bull?
Yeah, why
I
not?
guess. I didn't think about doing anything funny on the inside. Maybe we could do something stupid on the
Gondo
inside.
took care of that for us.
Yeah. I had to actually, if you guys want to laugh, I had to like look this one here up because I didn't really know who this was, but Gondo put this, so I had to like look this up, and then I was like, oh, okay.
And you're like, yeah, that's me, right?
Yeah, I guess so. I'm just glad there was no Morgan J things on this one, bro. Can we get a
PNG mini
shirtless
pour on
Alex?
gaskets compatible?
Oh,
If
actually,
you
I
cut
don't
them
know.
down, yeah. We have an interesting idea to test.
Yes, I don't want to spoil too much of this, like I mentioned
We'll
earlier,
see.
guys.
We'll see.
But we have an interesting idea regarding an add-on for mounting stuff, but we're not going to tell you guys much about it. But it's going to be a really neat try if it works. If it works, then it'll be the first of its kind. It's not going to be revolutionary in any sense, but it should be really fun. It should provide some different feel for the board, sorta. A blackout colorway?
The spray coat is kind of blackout aside from the weight.
I don't know. We didn't think of a blackout colorway.
I think
Yeah.
the problem with blackout on this kind of board is you lose the curves in the weight.
Yeah, you would lose a lot of the fun editions of it. It's not a bad idea. The only thing I could really think is if we made like a shiny mirror coated black finish weight. But I mean, you can already see how many fucking fingerprints are on this, so I don't know if you guys would want to deal with that. At least the raw kind of looks cool with all the fingerprints. Blackout.
I can't wait to see that in like a
Really?
year.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting in a year. I kind of like blackout boards. I've been kind of into them again. Like the bias and all blackout was kind of sick. But I feel like if I'm gonna go blackout, I have to go full. Like everything needs to be like black. So it just needs to be stealth, you know. So I haven't really experimented with other colors on those things. Sandblasted copper.
Oh, yeah,
will
the-
be available.
The MCU on the front side, that's an interesting thing about. So, with the acoustic cuts in the bottom case there, as you can see, a problem with those is that if you have any components on the bottom of the PCB, it can bottom out or cause uneven typing feel. So, we actually asked Gondo if he could just put them all on top. So, all the diodes, MCU, and all those things are on top. The only thing on the bottom is the JST. So that's why the PCB, when I took it out of the box, it almost felt upside down.
Yeah, it was kind of
Because the
jarring.
diodes are on top.
Also, for you guys to know too, not that it matters a lot, but in case you guys are people who tune their builds a lot, the diodes on the top, being underneath the plate, kind of protect it. So if you guys happen to be, someone who takes things in and out a lot, and maybe you mil-max everything on this, maybe should I mil-max the spacebar on this? Come to think about it, but yeah, it ends up protecting those components. So the only thing you have to worry about is a JST connector. It will interfere with plate forks, so you can't use plate forks with this. But it's a trade-off we kind of had to make.
Mm-hmm.
Nor can we really... We were actually talking about this today. We can't... Not that we can't. We don't think we should add foam because of all the diodes being on the top.
Mm-hmm.
But we're going to be testing all the plates, and I'll test them with many different switches to make sure that you don't need a plate fork for this build. Mil-max from factory would be badass. Also, I discussed that. We might look into that. However, Mil-max from factory might be extremely expensive. Which, listen, guys, as much as I would like to add more cost to this board, I also don't think I want to. So we're considering it. It just might be an extreme expense to this. Like it might add, quite literally, it could add like $30 to $40 to the keyboard. I was looking into it the other day. I asked a friend who also did mil-maxing from factory for their project, and their pricing was pretty damn high. So would mil-maxing anything other than spacebar even make sense? No, I mean, so even mil-maxing for factory, you'd only be limited with certain layouts because you can't put the mil-max sockets on, like, you can't have split and regular. You'd have to pick. So it'd be like a extremely limited layout. So that's why we're just not going to do it. I did think of it though, like that was something we thought of, but coin mod? Bull, I'm gonna, you know what, Annette, let's let Bull do the coin mod.
Oh, really? Thanks.
Yeah. Bull really likes putting coins in the bottom of his keyboards and then tapes them
Yeah.
all down. It's his favorite.
It's well known.
Yep. We're gonna let him do that. You know who makes a good
I might as well
tutorial
do
for
a
Manta?
drop test after.
He could do that. He can also see how fast it goes down with the fin.
Floating maybe, since it's a Manta.
Kinetic Labs, Key Bonbon originally had a pretty good little Milmax tutorial, and I think even Mode might have a decent little one on their website. But it's really no
Taste
different
test.
from regular soldering. Dude, I don't want to lick the raw copper weight. I think I'm good. To be honest, we need a wind tunnel test to see... Oh, true, we do need to do that. A keyboard piggy
aerodynamics.
bank. That could be any keyboard. Just open it up. Put coins in it. Fluid dynamics. Hey, someone bought a hoodie. Thanks, man.
Thank you for being such an
Shaky.
amazing human being. My little one loves watching you build keyboards.
Oh, thank you, dude. Appreciate that, man. Thank you, thank you. Actually, speaking of merch and stuff, too, we were considering putting some cards inside some of the boards as well. If not all the boards, but we don't really know how we're going to go about doing all that, so... Thank you again, Shaky. I appreciate that, man. I hope you like the sweater. Actually, that signature sweater is... Gotta admit, it was kind of cool looking when I put it on. I was like, this feels official. Like, the logo was one thing, but having, like, a signature on one, I was like, this feels official, dude. Is the Manta waterproof? I'll put it in the dishwasher later and see. How about that?
Dude, your weight's gonna come out looking sick.
It actually might look pretty interesting after that. I'd be interested to see. Can it swim? It's a Manta, so yes. When and where will the boards be available? Well, for now, we can only really tell you, Bull, but there will be other regional vendors. We just haven't actually
Yeah, we'll have a full
confirmed
list on the
yet.
landing page.
Keyboard Hobby is very preschool coded. Put rectangles into rectangles. Press rectangles for fun. It kind of is.
True.
I'm a kid at heart. Apparently, Mantas also almost fly. It was because they jump out of the water. I don't know too much about the manta ray. I know enough, but not a lot. I do like Animal Planet though, so maybe I will give it a watch. Is there a time frame to answer that? Not really right now. Soon, maybe. We don't know. We're taking our time. I do wish there was a tiny manta engraved on the board, to be honest. Maybe we'll think of putting something on the inside. I haven't even thought about that. We could do something fun. I don't know. We'll see, guys. This is pretty, like, logo... Like, there's no logos at all in this. I don't know if that's, like, ideal for you guys, or maybe we do put some, like, little engravings on the inside of some sort. I don't know if that shouldn't add any cost, right, Paul?
No.
Okay. We gotta get Alex to swim with Samanthas. Guys, I am not a great swimmer. Alright. Like,
They'll carry you.
Maybe, yeah. Maybe I'll show them the board.
Yeah.
Do you prefer the Mac Studio or the M4 Mac Mini? I have an M1 Mac Studio, and I have been really heavily considering going for an M4 Mac. Not because the M1 Mac, it's amazing, and truly, like, if I didn't have some new files I've been working with, I would just keep the M1 forever. But I do feel like sometimes, unfortunately, those large Hasselblad files, like, they're, per photo, and sometimes I have like 5 or 6 photos up, like, in Lightroom and Photoshop, but that one photo can be like 200 to 300 megabytes per shot. So it ends up kind of eating away, and they're kind of hard to edit. So I don't know. I feel like eventually I might need to upgrade. Like today, for example, Photoshop was like struggling with some of my shots. But yeah, I don't know. I can't really comment on the M4 though, because I don't really know what the M4 performs like yet. What do you use, Bolt? Windows PC?
Actually, I design most of the time on my MacBook.
Okay.
I have the M3 Pro.
Ooh, the M3 is nice.
Yeah, it's over a year old now, but it's really nice.
Yeah, those chips, man, are insane.
I know, like it's outperforms my PC most of the time. So it's like, well.
Did I get everything right here? Yes. Should I bother mil-maxing this spacebar today? What do you guys think? Should we just send it with all cherry? Or should I mil-max? I upgraded to the M4 from the M1, and to be honest, I'm happy about the extra efficiency cores. Yeah, it's just, dude, you know... Listen, mil-max, okay. I am not against upgrading, but dude, and again, I don't mean this to slight Apple, or maybe I do, I don't know. Dude, I did the trade-in thing for my M1 just to see how much it would trade in for. Dude, they want to give me like $500 for it. And I'm like, this is, like, it feels like I just got this like a few years ago. Like, it's not even that old. And they want to give me like $400 or $500 for a mint condition unit. So I was like, yeah, the trade-in program's trash. So I either have to sell it privately, which is also a bit of a pain in the butt, but, you know, the new unit is close to, even the base model is like $3,000 Canadian. I know, not USD. But yeah, I didn't know the trade-in. I've never traded anything in with Apple. It is ass, dude. It sucks. Yeah, I should probably just sell it. Is that 30 USD? 35. Trade in for the price of a new Mac Mini. How much are the Mac Minis again? They're pretty cheap. I don't know if I'd go with Mac Mini though, just because I need the ports. They wanted, I think, $400 for my M1 Max. M1 Max? That's like, is that the top one? I don't even remember now. Just give it to my brother. I'd rather give a teenager an overkill laptop than trade it in. And that's for the laptop. Don't the laptops, they usually give you more too? That's kind of screwed up. They only give you $400 for that, Cabu. That feels like highway robbery, bro. Where's my tweezers? What's my favorite layout? You know, I bounce between a 60 and a 65. Like today, for example, because I haven't really set layer 2 up in this yet, I was so irritated with not having my arrows, so I kept switching between the Encore and this board. But yeah, sometimes I need my arrow keys when I'm doing design work. Let's see, why am I not getting this right here? It's because I have solder residue on this. There we go, perfect. All right, let's do some soldering. Mars Cadet on this? I don't know. I don't know what we're gonna do on this. I have no clue. I didn't think that far. I even told Bull I didn't think that far.
I always wait till the last minute to pick caps.
Yeah, me too. And then I struggle to find where I put anything in my room. Friend of mine streamed Oblivion right now. Oh wait, Oblivion RM today. Oh, remastered on disc. It looked cool. Yeah, I got it on Game Pass. Like I downloaded it. I just haven't booted it up yet. It looked okay. Like, again, I've already played through Oblivion like 5 or 6 times, so I don't know if I'm gonna like truly enjoy it, but we'll see. Why is Bull's logo in that weird spot? Oh, like why is it here? I don't know if it would fit here. I feel like it would be really tight over here. I mean, I don't know. You can ask Gondo. I have no idea, guys. This is Gondo's doing.
Gondo did that. Oh, what's my favorite keycap set? Okay. Oh man, I don't know.
Bull's favorite keycap set? I'm curious too.
Dude, that's a hard answer. I like Symbiote a lot, and panels good. And Hinderbite.
Someone said Midas, obviously.
Yeah, Midas. That's true. My sets come on Tuesday.
You don't have a set of Midas?
They didn't come yet.
Oh shit.
Well, I mean the whole production, like, you know, like
yeah.
But it didn't feel worth it to airmail one of them.
Well, can I have your GMK key?
No.
K? Which one's that one?
It's a beige with brown legends and green subs.
Oh.
It's like an older. No, I love that set. Actually, that's what I was going to put on the... What'd you say?
You like MTNU? Have you tried it yet?
Oh yeah, I like MTNU a lot. I have a couple MTNU sets.
Hi, Mickey. How you doing? If you guys didn't know, Mickey rendered some of the early prototypes of the boards for us. Well, you didn't have to be so quick with it. Damn. Well, better question for you. Really good question. What games have you been playing?
Dude, I haven't played a video game in like 8 months probably.
What's the last game you played? Bull's too busy, guys.
I guess sometimes my girlfriend and I play Super Smash Brothers.
Oh,
So that's
very
fun.
nice.
Or like some multiplayer games on the Switch, which are always fun.
Bull's
But
grinding
otherwise-
too hard.
Yeah, Fusion 360. That's my favorite game. No, I haven't really kept up with new games. Do I disc golf? No, I don't. I don't disc golf. Mostly play basketball.
I may have made a boo-boo on the Milmax socket because this had some pre-existing solder on it. So we may have, I may have locked the switch in here. I'll get rid of it afterwards. I'll fix that later for the Milmax socket. That's okay. Rest in peace. Well, I may be able to get it out. We'll see. Maybe not. I'll just take it out later. Bull, do you have any design advice on how to not make a basic ass rectangle? That's a good question.
Yeah, I think, at least when I was doing it, I don't know how much experience you have with CAD, but a lot of times I felt like I was restricted to basic rectangles because I didn't know the other tools that you can use. So I would say just practice with the different surface tools like lofting, drafting, that kind of thing, and you can end up with some pretty unique shapes.
Also, in terms of just like design advice to give you guys, I'm not a designer, but like I like photography and I like design work. But don't be afraid to do some research and get some inspiration from things. My only advice is don't copy things one for one. That's it. If you guys are gonna, like some photography advice that also applies to any design work, is if you have a person or design that you like, practice by trying to copy them, but then also take that and change it to whatever you're going to be doing afterwards. Also, I missed a raid almost. The Adept, thank you so much for the party of 6, dude. How was your stream? You guys haven't followed Adept, check him out. Copying is huge for learning. Just don't try to sell copies. Yeah, and then my advice would be just eventually just make your own style. Like, obviously, in art, there's always going to be inspiration. But for example, if you were like, I don't know, if you saw, let's pick a random board. Let's just say you saw what's kind of unique? Damn. Why am I blanking on this? The Geist machine, let's just say. The machine, whatever it is. And then you go and make a board with a giant brass half circle on the back and is like, here's my board. And it looks like, and then you don't even say you got inspired by that. It's one of those things where it's going to make some people, turn some heads and think differently of you. Not to say that design is only for them now, but, there's other ways you can iterate on those type of things. Kalam Unicorn, checkmate. Copied the Kalam Unicorn, checkmate Kalam. You guys can't see that because it's blanked out, but yeah, that was kind of funny. Hearing Kalam complain that people were copying their Kalam designs. Quite hilarious indeed. The Nolan N1. That was a really interesting board, man.
Copy the derivative with oblique. I don't know about that.
Clearly, I always end up making some basic box on wedge. Have fun with designs. I mean, dude, the Manta, we had fun with the design, although it ended up, being more expensive because of it. But hey, we had some fun. Manta needs EC options? That would be cool, actually. Something to think about. EC.
Have you done many EC builds?
Dude, I've been doing a lot of them lately, and you know what? I'm like very heavily considering picking up an HHKB, like a happy hacking keyboard, just to have one.
I wanted to try the. I haven't tried like the AE boards ones yet, the switches.
I tried them in the what's it called? The Agar.
Oh, that's right. Oh yeah, I watched that.
Yeah, that was pretty good. They're pretty nice, I have to admit. I've been heavily considering the Agar as an entry into EC. If they have them right now, like, dude, they're amazing little kits. They killed it with that kit. So my to-do list with this is later I have to take out those Milma sockets and replace them. It's okay. It happens. You could get an H2H case from Key Spencery and swap the case. Which one's that one there, Voltaire? I don't really know what that one is. There's a lot of... I mean, dude, even though I do keyboards, like, what feels like all the time, there's still a lot of stuff I don't know about. I feel like there's new stuff all the time. Oh, by the way, guys, I watched the first 3 episodes of Andor. I'm interested. I don't know, though. I don't want to spoil it, obviously, but interesting for sure. Feels very different than the first one, I will say, to some degree. And now I still have to watch The Last of Us. Starts off slow,
I gotta watch
sure.
the second season yet. Or the whatever the latest season is.
Yeah, it's interesting. I'm not disinterested. I just felt... I'm with OTY. It felt definitely a bit slow. Sorry, I don't know much about EC. Is there any difference between EC component of HHKB versus modern EC kits? I don't think I know enough to answer this correctly, but parts matter. So there'd be some like difference of quality of parts, and that would affect some stuff down the road. But I don't like there is, but there isn't at the same time. I guess. I feel like I'm not very well equipped to answer that. Well, what's your top 5 TV shows? Oh wait, Joel, let's answer that in a second. Jedi says he has a couple of questions, but they keep getting lost in the sauce. I know in the past you said you like pogo pin connectors. Why not in the Manta? Well, you have a limited edition of this with a card or something that you had in the past, like with the Sonnet. Not sure if they asked this already, but what mounting options will this have? Jumping the gun. Okay. I'll let Bull answer all 3 of these.
Okay, for the pogo pins, there's literally not enough space in like the height direction, Z direction. So that's why it's JST. So it was kind of just out of the question immediately because of that.
Yeah. We couldn't even do it.
Oh yeah, and we're working on cards, potentially. We're gonna do some designing on those. Those things weren't super, pressing to get, like you don't have to order those with the keyboard since they don't take 6 months to make. And then mounting options, there's O-ring, so gummy O-ring, and then gasket socks. So on those 5 tabs you see, there's a sock that can go over the whole tab, and then gasket grommet, which are like little gaskets that go in that kind of U-shaped indent on all 5 tabs. So the gasket socks give it a little bit stiffer feel, whereas the grommets are a little softer.
And then to answer your question about like limited edition stuff, we are considering running a small limited edition color, but I'm not going to tell you guys anything about it yet because it could change, and I don't want to get you guys' hopes up. And only I will have that, though, because it's going to be like a fun little thing I'm going to run. But you could hate it. You could hate the colorway. It's just going to be something that I'm going to have, perhaps. Who knows? Maybe we'll give Bull a few, too.
Well, I'm keeping them for myself.
That, too.
Okay, and then my top 5 TV shows. Breaking Bad. Dexter.
Oh, really? You like Dexter?
I like Dexter. We just kind of finished it. Well, we finished like the spin-offs recently. Yeah, I like those. Walking Dead's pretty good. What else? Lucifer. I can't think of any.
Oh, Lucifer
is that 4?
Interesting. I think
is that 4 or 5?
You think you need one more?
Oh, man.
Walking Dead I actually loved. I still think Walking Dead had its moments where it's a bit slow and kind of stupid, but I love Walking Dead. I enjoyed it.
Some seasons are really good.
Yeah.
Have you watched the spin-offs?
I watched all of them. Isn't there a new one that's coming out soon?
I haven't. Okay, don't spoil them. We haven't watched like the second season of the Daryl Dixon one.
Okay, I haven't seen. Oh wait, no, I have seen. Wait. Now I don't know which one the second season was.
I don't. Maybe it's just the latest season. I don't know. Yeah, those are my favorites.
Yeah, I really enjoyed Walking Dead. Like I said, there were some seasons in the main series of things where I'm like, what the fuck am I watching? But yeah, I liked it for the most part.
Yeah, I agree. It's like a super long show. Oh yeah, Better Call Saul. That's my number 5. There you go.
Question for Alex. Do you know when the next NK sale is? I do, but I don't know. I'm supposed to tell you guys. I don't know. I'll ask Mike and I'll tell you guys tomorrow or Sunday when I stream. I'll message Mike. Let me go wash my hands quick.
Better Call Saul might be better than Breaking Bad, to be honest. I can't decide. They're both so good. I watch them like in really quick succession too. Agree. Okay, good. I'm not the only one. I don't know. His character's just so funny. 'Cause it's like he's just so ridiculous.
Better Call Saul? I've never watched it. I need to watch that.
Okay, you need to watch it. If you like Breaking Bad, it's just like his character is just so insane. Right now we're watching Severance. Finally,
oh, I still need to watch
way
Severance.
behind.
I've never watched Breaking Bad in its entirety. I've watched
really?
random episodes. Please no hate me.
Okay, honestly, it's worth a watch.
I've heard it's really good. Yeah, that might be the only one I want to watch. Dexter, I tried to watch. I hate to break it to you, but I couldn't get into it, man. Maybe it was just that first season. I could not watch Dexter.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was kind of like falling asleep to that one there.
I'm trying
Solo leveling's so good in it. Dexter is low-key kind of mid. I've heard dude, I had a friend who like loved it. Love Dexter, like #1 TV show. But I like, dude, same thing. I couldn't get into Game of Thrones. I just literally, I could not get past season 1. And I watched season 1 like 2 or 3 times just because like it'd been so long. I'm like, let me try it again. I heard I should just get past season 1 and maybe even past season 2. But bruh, it's so tough for me to get past it. I just don't think I'm into like those super political kind of like mixed in shows where, because I've heard, people call it kind of political, but just power through it. Bro, listen, I'm gonna have a hot take, right? I've seen some clips, and I think I can talk about Game of Thrones. It's been a while. I've seen some clips of the later episodes of Game of Thrones. I'm just gonna say it's very World of Warcraft coded, all right, bro? Because, listen, I'm just saying, I think I've seen those exact same scenes. Like, for example, that scene in the end there, where, there's that big bone dragon or that big dragon flying over the valley. That happens in fucking Wrath of the Lich King, dude. So, for me, I think I can pass on watching the entire show because I already know. It's, kind of like WoW, apparently. I'm just basing it off the few clips that I've seen, but I wish it was more like WoW. I really enjoyed the WoW movie. I don't know if you've seen that, Bull, but I really enjoyed the WoW movie.
I haven't.
I'm glad I was able to catch a stream for an awesome upcoming key that I will potentially add to my collection. Dude! All while I build my drug umpire and schedule 1? Damn!
Yeah, I keep seeing clips of that game.
Oh, thanks, guys. Appreciate that, Crummy. It's an okay game. Me and my girlfriend play sometimes, but I'm not really into those simulator games because, like, low key, they feel like a lot of work. And then after I'm done working for, like, 10 hours straight, I'm like,
let's go work some more.
Yeah, I feel like I'm just working some more.
Yeah.
So, like, I just don't feel like I'm relaxing at that point. I'm, like, stressing out and micromanaging the prices of, like, all the drugs. And I'm like, yeah, I don't know if I'm, like...
It just reminds you too much of your everyday
Yeah,
being a
like,
drug dealer.
Oh, no, I want that one. For Keebs, maybe. But yeah, it's
Keyboard dealer to
stresses
drug
me the
dealer.
fuck out, dude. Okay.
Send this guy some DCS.
Let's
Do you have
grommets
any
first.
DCS, Alex?
I don't think I do, actually. Why, is it good? Okay, we're going to do grommets first. And then we'll do the other mounting styles. Just because I'm super curious how this is going to sound with the grommets first. Wife and sister came over and they say, 1, you're handsome, and 2, you look like Skeeter from Doug. That sounds really familiar, Jedi. First of all, thank you to number 1. And then number 2, was that an old cartoon? Doug. Like, I don't know why it's ringing a bell. Bruh? Bro, don't say bruh. Am I supposed to know this? Come on, bro. I actually don't know. Please put Mars Cadet on this. Oh, we'll see. We'll see what we do on this. Doug is a classic? It was a cartoon, right? Man, I don't remember. It's been a while, dude. Was it? Maybe I'm misremembering. Fuck if I know, dude. Oh, this is something me and Bull might also change. May make this like a centimeter or 2 longer. Maybe.
Yeah.
It's a little...
I think we can make it a little longer, and then you'll just have to fold the JST cable kind of over itself.
It's a little tough. Like, it's kind of tight there. So we might change that up just a smidge. Just a hair. Yeah, I'm nervous.
Now you're making me nervous.
I'm very nervous. Doug Bro and Patty Mayonnaise. It was a cartoon, right? For the spacebar plate cutout, did you guys ever consider having it more like the Singa boards? In what sense? Do you mean like the just the cut, like the relief around it? You're making me nervous? You're being nervous makes me nervous? Oh boy. Alright, let's get some screws for this guy and put this back together here. Doug is an old cartoon. Okay, so I kind of remember. I think I know what you're talking about. I think so. More open and less plate around the spacebar? Well...
I found that works better on plates with kind of more support. Whereas, like, this one, like, it just has the 5 mounting points. So there's not, like, support around the entire thing. So you don't really get as much of, like, the thuddy or resonant spacebar that you get with full compression. So, like, for example, like you guys mentioned, the Kohaku benefits from it because of there's so many there's 8 gaskets, so there's more mounting points. So that's why we're trying out with this. Yeah. And spacebar, it's an interesting topic because that's an interesting. You can really change the sound of the spacebar with the spacebar cutout.
Yeah. Plus, we don't even. I mean, to be honest, we still really haven't fully built this yet.
Yeah, and that could totally still change if we put the spacebar on here and it sucks. Well, there we go.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, I'm based in the U.S.
Oh, someone asked before, will this be VIA compatible? And the answer is yes. In fact, I'm pretty positive Gondo already made it VIA compatible. Like, you don't even have to load the JSON as far as I remember from talking to him like 2 days ago. But I'm pretty positive we are going to be A-okay for that. Like, it'll be working. It's not like we're going against, regulation here type thing. So no stress there.
You can recompile for Vile pretty easily.
Yeah, Gondo is great for all that stuff. That's why we picked Gondo. Okay, so keycaps. I don't know, man.
Kind of picked the worst color for matching because anything works.
I know, that's the tough part now. I don't have Nerve, guys. Nerve is like bright set, right? Or no?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit
Well,
brighter. I don't have
one of the
Nerve.
bases is. I don't think Nerve looks that good on silver, to be honest, because the alphas are like a light gray that doesn't always look super nice with silver. Looks good, better on a darker gray.
I feel like there's a bajillion colors that could go good on this.
Yeah, literally anything.
Yeah, I'm like staring at a bunch now, and
What about Striker?
is that Manu talking?
No, I put it on a silver board the other day, and I was like, oh man, this is a good combo.
Striker looks phenomenal on silver for sure, but I mean, we could just do a classic black and white if you guys really want. We could also do. I feel like I just want to use a monocolored set though. Like I don't want to do something with accents. Miklon? Didn't we just use Miklon the other day? I swear we did. I mean, dude, we could just do tribal if you guys want to do something like that. Like Serica? Boring Yard's on the other one already, Jeff. Modern Nats? We could do Modern Nats. I'd be down potentially for that. I think I do want to use something a bit darker though. Future Funk, but I don't. Hold on, I wouldn't mind Future Funk. I just don't know what.
Future Funk would be cool.
That might be on something right now, and I need to go find what it's.
Okay.
On. Just give me 1 sec. I'm in no rush. You can talk to Bull while I look for things, guys. What did I put Future Funk on? That's a great question.
I always have trouble with the matching silver because pretty much anything matches.
I know it's a difficult one.
It's almost difficult.
Maybe that was a misstep on my part today. Wob. I know, too many choices. We have what is it called? Decision paralysis?
Someone said oblique is 7-degree typing angle, is that correct? Yeah, it's 7.2, I believe. Now I gotta check, but it's something like that.
You know what actually might look... no, you know what, no. I do want to find what the hell I put Future Funk on now. Future Funk. Oh yeah, by the way, I found a minimal the other day. If you guys want to put a minimal on this board today, we could just do white and silver if you guys want. Totally up to you.
You could do Mars Cadet, we talked about that.
Yeah, we could do Mars Cadet as well. You know? Damn, bro.
So many opinions in chat. I want to see Future Funk and cry over how much I want it.
Didn't round 2 of Future Funk come out recently?
Yeah, I think so. Didn't Group I end recently?
Alright, I got the board. It's on the Numa. I literally have boards like slotted, so I just had to go through each one. We'll do Future Funk. Make the box for it then. Do Kaiju? Kaiju would be interesting on this for sure. The R2 did end recently, and I was... I mean, dude, I hope there'll be extras. I don't see why there wouldn't be. It's a pretty popular set. Speaking of Numa, listen to Numa by Tool. Dude, I used to listen to Tool all the time. I do like Tool. R2 of what? R2 of Future Funk was relatively recent. So this set that we did, or we're putting on literally right now, ran pretty recently. So Although I don't know if I got a lot of traction in the round 2. I feel like it didn't get like crazy advertised. Don't press the keycaps? Okay. I'm just kind of like, cleaning them off because I got some dusty on them, I think Future Funk looks nice in this, actually. I mean, it's silver.
I like
Literally, like 90% of the sets look good in silver. Oops.
I regret selling my Future Funk.
You had Future Funk and you sold it?
Dude, I did. I know.
Damn.
I messed up.
That is unfortunate.
That was so long ago, too.
Why'd you sell it?
I don't even remember.
Damn. The man has 1,000 things to smack with the stick? Wait, what? What are we smacking? Future Funk round 2 did like 500 over MOQ. Oh, wow. I mean, dude, that's amazing then. Maybe it did get traction. I just didn't really see it talked about a lot. Other than our Discord here, which, in a lot of ways, I know the Discord has some size, but I do feel like it's just only one aspect of a larger community. You can still grab Future Funk from Oblotsky. Oh, does he have extras? Bull is crazy. He funked up. True. I get that too. Yeah, we're also going to try the other mounting styles, the other grommet. I actually haven't tried this lighter grommet. I don't think I have tried it yet. Oh no, I did try it, but I didn't really do much with it. I just kind of put it on and then I got distracted with other things. Ooh, my stomach is growling like crazy. You guys hear that? I'm fucking hungry. I had a little bit of pasta for dinner, but it was only a small amount, and I honestly regret it. Holy crap, Alex. Guys, I'm a hungry boy all the time, alright? I literally love eating. That was loud. It is what it is. Chat, what's top 5 sets need R2? Oh, Voyage, or Voyager, or Voyage, whatever. Dude, that set needs another round. Like, absolutely needs another round. Miklon? Ishtar. Oh, yeah, Ishtar. So do you prefer the Mac Mini M4? I don't know because I've never tried it. But yeah, if I didn't need all the ports for it, I'd get a Mac Mini. Noir? Didn't Marcia say she was open to doing a second go through with that? Daifuku? Daifuku? Really? Didn't that run like... Oh, maybe it didn't run recently. I feel like that ran relatively recently. Cafe. Didn't Cafe also get like a TBT release at one point? Dune. Dune would be interesting. Dune would be a neat little redo for that one. What about you, Bull? Any sets you want to see round 2 of?
Oh, man. Chocolatier.
Oh, yeah, huh? That'd be
I like that one.
Chocolatier, good
Otherwise,
choice, good choice.
I don't know what else, like, that I'd like to see around 2 of. So, I feel like this is one of the questions where it's like you think in advance, but then once you're asked, it's like every set goes out of your mind. Oh yeah, Sloth. That's definitely...
Dude, Sloth. Sloth, that... I think people have said that probably won't happen, but Sloth round 2 would go fucking crazy.
Okay, Classic Blue and Classic Red would be good ones too. And Yuru, that's a good one. Yeah, those are all good ones.
Future Funk is so good. I've seen a few people say that. Yeah, I agree. Are you planning to build a brown Manta on stream? No, Bull will be doing the brown one. If you guys want to, follow Bull. It's literally Bull Keyboards on Twitch. I don't know if we can shout out Bull, if anyone here has the power to do that. But follow Bull and then he will build that one. He has those units. What am I missing? Like function? Yeah, missing function. There's so many sets I would love to see an R2 of, to be honest, but some of which we'll never see. Yeah, it really depends on the designers and stuff too. So, kind of have to play ball in their court type deal. Not much you can really do. Not much at all. page down. That's the fun part, is finding this. You know, I have like a love-hate relationship with these trays, or these boxes sometimes. That's not it, is it? No. I guess page down is blue, like light blue. Is it this one? I don't think that's it. No, that's not it. At least I don't think it is. Mech Market. Mech Market, I also have a love-hate relationship with. I mean, I've kind of just not had a great experience towards the end of me using aftermarket stuff, but it's been many years since I've purchased anything aftermarket, unless it's been from like a friend that I know, which I don't even count. You know, fuck it, we'll just use this one here. I think that should be fine. No one's gonna notice the difference. The right page, is it yellow, the right page? Oh jeez. Let's page up. Oh, you're right, it is yellow. Jeez, man, I don't remember. You're totally right on that. Good call. Good call, Sixth. I was looking for the wrong color. Alright, so I guess we're gonna see how this sounds in the grommet now. So this is just classic cherry on aluminum with the grommets. If you guys want to quickly see how this looks overall. So here's the side profile of the build. Kind of already showed this off a little bit once, but didn't really do it today, come to think about it. So there's that side profile. This is the raw copper. So it has a bit of a curve, and then it has a bit of a taper, and then you see kind of where this little lip is in the back, as well as one of the pillars on the side there. So pretty nice. As you turn it around, you can see how it kind of arches upwards, back down, and again the pillars. So aren't too thin. I don't think we could have had any thinner material anywhere on this particular board. If this was any thinner, this would be we'd be playing on some thin lines here. I don't think we could. Then we have the bottom. Again, this one here is a bit more exaggerated on the fin because it's the raw copper, but this is the raw one. So pretty nice. And then if you guys want to see it from this side as well. Pretty nice. Nice looking keeb. Yeah, the raw's very nice on this bowl. I think this is definitely a top choice. Really gives the board, like even just the reflections that happen. Really gives
I like the
board
raw
something
copper a lot.
Yeah, that is sweet looking. Really, I love the pillars, Shiba. That's what we were going for. Chozo, thank you so much for the tier 1, man. So nice.
Okay, Jwad up.
All right. I like the bent look. So do I, dude. All right, let's try this board and let's see how it sounds. Let's see. Claim. Oh my God, Matthew. All right, here we go. I'd say this sounds good.
Sounds great.
Well, that makes me happy. I can hear a little bit of that ping you were talking about, Bowl, where it's like ever so slightly there, but I almost don't know if I want to get rid of it. I still want to see maybe putting a little force break underneath one of the pillars.
Yeah, it could just be optional.
Spacebar is fantastic.
I'm so relieved.
Oops, sorry guys. This is the grommet. So this was Bull and I's favorite one so far. I'm relieved. This sounds really good. Okay, now I want to try the O-ring. We'll do the gasket tabs last. O-ring next, guys. Because I'm actually pretty excited to see what the O-ring sounds like too. All right, well, what do you guys think? Bull, you two, what do you think?
I'm super happy with it.
Yeah, I think this sounds really good. I'm happy too. I like it. Imagine trying your own keyed design
Now I wanna
for the
solder
first
mine.
time. Yeah, dude, for real. I've been a little bit nervous about this because, like, the challenge was, and we talked about this too. This raising your keyboard typically with nothing underneath, usually from experience on seeing other people's builds, sounds bad. So this was a bit of a challenge to get right. So happy we made that work.
Yeah, I'm super happy with how it turned out.
Thanks, comic. But no, we wouldn't even make it if it sounded like a hot pile of doo-doo. What did you guys do to get it to work? Well, okay, those little ridges you see on the inside of the case. Here, let me grab it. This will help. Also, the mass of the pillars probably helps a little bit too in sending some of the vibration and like bad reverb away. There still is some
and then
contact.
fully isolating the plate
Yeah.
from the case helps a lot.
Yeah, that too. Like proper isolation.
And yeah, this is kind of revision 1. It's the first. These are the very first machined prototypes. So we did some different revisions before prototyping anything, but this is the first actual machined one. So yeah.
Yeah. But there's a few things you need to kind of consider. Like even the way that the weight is on the bottom, like how it's not... Here, I'll take this weight out after this, and I'll show you guys how it's not exactly... You know, like on some builds where it raises up, it doesn't have a lot of contact with the desk, and it isolates a lot of vibration, you know, through the rods basically, and that's kind of not what this does. Even though it is like a gap on the bottom, it kind of planes off to like a totally flat surface. Well, a flat-ish surface.
What adjustments would I make now? I don't know. Honestly, it's hard to judge. I kind of like how it sounds as is. Like Alex said, we're gonna put little pads on the case screw points, to prevent, just because like there's a tiny gap for tolerance in machining, which is pretty much unavoidable. So we're gonna put little pads on those points so that when you screw it, it doesn't bend the case at all, as well as kind of helps just an additional layer of force braking.
Yeah.
And then, like we noted in the build experience, the JST cable is just slightly short, so I think we can make that just a little longer, just make it a little easier to build. But like sound and feel, Alex, how do you think it feels? Now that
It's
you're
pretty
talking on
soft. I mean, like, I would say it's on par for what you'd expect with like a silicone gasket. I wouldn't say it's anything like extremely soft, nor is it extremely firm. It's that good middle ground that I tend to really like.
Yeah.
If you want to go a little stiffer, that's where these come into play, like these full jackets. These are a lot stiffer. And that's because, you know, the way the plate works and whatnot. But I don't think... I mean, there is one other kind of mounting option, sorta, that we're considering. But we're not going to... Like, we'll tell you guys if it works. If not, then that's something we're going to keep under wraps for now.
Yeah.
Just because we don't even know if it's going to do anything.
I don't think we'll run another full prototype, given that all these tweaks that we're talking about can be added to these existing prototypes really easily. So like those little stickers we can make and try out with these existing prototypes, but I can't think of anything right now that would require a full prototype. Aside from obviously the hot swap PCBs with the wrong outline, but I already submitted an order for new ones, so that's, you know, that's pretty much solved already.
Oh, this is not right. All right, I hope I have something the right size for this. This should be one here, actually. It's a pretty firm one. All right. This is my first time trying this too, guys, so I don't even know if this like 100% fits in this case. So this is something that we haven't tried. We have not yet even tested this.
It's the first time.
So nice.
Excuse me. Are you
Zany.
parking? Are
Huh?
you a parking ticket? 'Cause you have written. You have written ticket. Are you a parking? Are you a parking ticket? Because you have fine written all over you. Yeah? I hope the Manta build is going great. It looks
Thank you,
great
Zany.
perchance.
Oh,
I am
thank
late
you.
because a truck carrying Vicks Vapor Rub had overturned on the highway. Luckily, the traffic was fine. No congestion for hours. Perchance.
That was a pretty good one. I gotta use that one there. Thanks, Danny. Appreciate you, buddy. I watched some bloggers reposting your videos on Bilibili for 4 years ago. At that time, I really enjoyed watching your videos, and today I finally caught up with your live stream. Thank you, God. I appreciate that, man. Yeah, people used to repost everything on Bilibili a long time ago. I still think they do it. Alright, so let's hope this fits together. I have no idea. It should, in theory. Oh, where's the
Should.
screws? What plate options are we going to offer? Both can go. I mean, I mentioned them earlier, but maybe I missed one.
The plate options?
plate options, yeah.
Yeah, we'll have aluminum, which is what Alex is building right now, and then carbon fiber. So those both have the, you could call it stiff plate design, and then soft plate design, which doesn't have those big relief cuts. It has two smaller ones instead. Those will be available in polycarbonate, polypropylene, or PP, and PEI, which is similar to Ultim. So there's people been talking about Ultim lately, so that one's the yellow.
Yeah.
What config are you going to
do
build?
that.
I have 3 different ones here.
So nice.
Sixth Somatic
So I'll end up
gifted a
building
tier
them
1
all.
sub to God 6A. They have given 7 gift subs in the channel.
Yeah, this is. I was showing it on. I showed Manta on stream yesterday. Yes.
A little tough to screw in on the front over here. Maybe I just have to push it down as we screw it in here. Get some more
yeah, that's
friction,
true.
I guess. Yeah.
Oh, what plate and switch? Oh, I don't know yet. I have no idea. That's too far in advance.
Isn't that a province? PEI is a province here in Canada, indeed. Off topic, just built the Agar. I think I may agree with you. I may prefer this over the Core, actually. This little guy is solid. Yeah, dude, the Agar is cool. I think the Agar is like a solid contender for like that, you know, price range of boards. Plus, it looks good too. I really do think it looks like pretty unique for what it is.
When am I gonna
when
stream?
Oh, there you
Oh,
go.
next week sometime. I'll put a announcement in my Discord and probably on my Instagram. But it's I usually stream either around 5 p.m. Central Time or 7 p.m. Central Time. So around there.
By the way, I want to make this clear too that as much as I don't like the hidden screw design, it's kind of the only route we could take with this board. So it was a, it was pretty much kind of like a this or make other sacrifices, and I didn't want to make other sacrifices, so this is kind of what we ended up settling on. Not that it's that bad at the angled screw, it's actually way easier.
Yeah, it's not too bad. Just taking the keycaps off.
Okay, so this is my first time using the O-ring, and I think I'm either using a 70 or a 90. I don't know which one this in here is. But let's see. So this is an O-ring build now of the Manta. I can't imagine it sounding that much different, but there's definitely some differences in sound. Like I can feel like a bit more like the space bar is, or the backspace isn't as like poppy. But the alphas sound like O-ring alphas. There's a bit more punch to the alphas I'm hearing. Interesting. Feels a lot stiffer though with the 90 in here. So this is well isolated, definitely a bit stiffer of a build. Not gonna get, I mean, there's a bit of give, I'd say, with the O-ring. Again, probably have to play around with what O-ring we like the best. You like this spacebar the best, don't you? I actually prefer the grommet one. So I think this is all gonna be up to personal preference, but there's 3 ways to build it, so.
Yeah, I like that they sound noticeably different.
You know, I do like the way this one feels. It's a little bit firmer than the grommet. I feel like this almost is not as firm as the gasket tabs, but we'll have to see. I'll have to go back in here and edit this. I mean, I'm happy with the way this sounds too. This sounds really good. I think the only thing I really noticed is the backspace and bits of the top row sound a little more congested compared to the other one.
Gifted a tier 1 sub to
Thank you,
Bowls.
Clownfish.
They have given 153 gift subs in the channel.
Well, guys, this yeah, I do really like the alphas of the O-ring. I almost think the O-ring alphas are so far the ones that are standing out the most. Oh, that sounds pretty nice, actually. Pleasantly surprised.
Hey, we went at least 2 for 3.
These are cherry MX Blacks,
good.
just because we know what they sound like. Oh, what am I doing? They know what they sound like, so we just like, okay, we're just gonna stick with this for the build stream today. I really like the O-ring. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with this. The O-ring was kind of just like a let's hope it sounds good because we were planning on the other ones, but yeah, I am very pleasantly surprised. Definitely feels a lot different. That's like for me the major thing. Maybe to some it might not sound as different as people would like, but I don't think I've ever heard MX Blacks this poppy. You know, in a little, like, small little hope in my brain shy, I'm really hoping that the, Okay, here is one of my hopes.
Clownfish _ gifted a tier 1 sub to BowlAlex 125. They have given 154 gift subs in the channel.
Thank you, dude. I hope these vents are amplifying sounds in a good way. Because it's not just going into the desk and then out. Like, I hope it's bouncing off of the section in the middle and then just projecting outwards. So that was like one of my other things that I was hoping as well. Was, I was telling Bull, I kind of wanted to like amplify sound in a different way. I guess we could test this. We could technically, maybe not today. I could like fill this with like foam and see if this does anything. Then that would be like a definitive test of if these little vent port things do anything. All right, let's try the gasket tabs now. But Bull will be building his next week, and then in about a week as well, because I may have a slot that opened up. Because okay, I'm gonna tell you guys a little bit of a story, but it's not the full story yet. I still can't tell you guys the full story, but I'm going to tell you a little bit. Basically, this is the first time this has ever happened. DHL lost a package. They mislabeled something. They relabeled the package, but they relabeled the wrong thing. And I didn't get a keyboard. So we may have no keyboard build on Tuesday next week. First time ever. First time DHL's ever done anything, but they're trying diligently to find some it wasn't a client build, it was a prototype. So you don't have to worry about a client. It's unfortunately a prototype. So, it is what it is. But we'll see. We'll see if it turns up. Maybe it will, but I highly doubt it'll turn up in the next, few days. Especially now that it's the weekend. Sorry, guys. So, maybe we'll just do another Manta build on Tuesday or something. Maybe we'll try the Ultim plate. Or I guess the PEI plate, but I'm thinking maybe we do that. I have no idea what that even pairs well with. No idea. So, Bull, do you have an idea?
I built a board with it yesterday, the Bias DE, and I used MX Blacks, and it was nice.
What does it sound like? I know this is a really stupid question, but...
Well, I have it right here, actually. Here. It's kind of like... It's almost a bit like... Yeah. A bit, I don't know. It's like brighter polycarbonate, I guess, is what I would describe it like.
Kinda. Almost feels like a cross between polycarbonate and carbon fiber. if that's fair.
Yeah, it is like that.
Interesting.
Yeah, it is like FR4, but less bad.
Yeah, maybe carbon fiber and FR4 are basically interchangeable in my opinion. My humble opinion. All right, so I don't know what this was. I'm pretty sure this is a 90 because this is like stiff. But I think 70 would be perfect for this. Now we're going to do the gasket tabs. And I think let's just do the softer gasket tabs here. So I think this is the softer color, right, Cole?
Yep.
Now, this was admittedly my, actually even now testing the O-ring, I still feel like these were a bit stiffer. And I think this is really going to be a personal preference thing, hence why there's so many options. But definitely a little bit stiffer for this guy. I don't know, I think they sound similar, but Alex has built a lot more boards. Masters for these two, like so far what we've tested, they're very close. Unless you mean the one that Bull showed off just now, then I have to hear that in person. Over the microphone, over Discord's not a great way to test sound. Let's see, let's get this guy in. Got to turn back on my music. Oh, CF and FR4? Nah, dude, they're fucking interchangeable for me. I definitely understand that some people hear a bit of a difference, but like sometimes the carbon fiber that you get from brands, hear me out. Sometimes it's not actual, like it's all composites at the end of the day, but sometimes what people do is they just literally take a piece of FR4 and then put like a print of carbon fiber on it. So sometimes you literally just get FR4 just in the look of carbon fiber. So I don't know, even the real carbon fiber plates, like they're all the same to me. They're just different composites of things, like I said. That's it. So it is not really, I don't know. I've never really cared for carbon fiber versus FR4. Like, just if you're gonna give me one or the other, they both sound the same to me. Yeah, some
we'll
brands
plate
do
files
that.
Up.
It's none of the brands that we deal with, though. Just letting you guys know. It's just literally like some, the pre-built brands. They'll just slap carbon fiber stickers basically on an FR4 plate and call it a carbon fiber. So that's why you got to be a little careful sometimes. Was the price mentioned? Roughly. See, the thing is, we don't know yet. There could be some changes that could happen for this when it comes to prices. One. But like, for example, we may have a version that can be a little cheaper, but it's going to be all aluminum. But roughly $450 right now. How is that not false advertising? Because this is the word that can get people, okay? Style. It's kind of like in the world of food when you say flavored. So for example, if you've ever bought like, those single cheese slices from Kraft, they're cheese flavored. Because it's not actual cheese. So it's like, or like look. So you can get away with a lot of stuff when it's just like flavored or like styled. And then you put some disclaimer somewhere where it's like not actually this. Yeah, there's a lot of loopholes you can go around. So your flavored waters are actually false advertising? I mean, a lot of them are. They're just flavored. They're not actually like sometimes the flavor isn't even actual like, raspberry or whatever. It's like a chemical. Nothing wrong with that. I'm just pointing it out, What about salt and pepper flavored? No. That one there I think is exempt. I think we can get if that one there started getting a little fake, I'd be concerned. Alrighty. This is the last one we're going to test here. Have you had Alex? Oh, a while ago. I haven't had it in some time, though. Listen, I don't want to start another one of these conversations in chat right now, because every time I do, everyone yells at me. But listen, my personal preference, and you guys can have different personal preferences. When I'm going out for food, I typically want something that, like, I never really go for, like, soupy foods or, like, things like that when I'm going out. No, I did not say that, Burn, please. I usually just get something else, like something that, I don't know, like proteins, like lots of it. I don't know. There's nothing wrong with it. Like, I like going for ramen every now and then, but like even ramen, like I don't go crazy for. I think it's delicious, but like I'd rather other foods. That's it. Original ramen? Okay, buddy. Alcyon has a question for you, Bull.
Why can't I find this?
He said, Bull, I assume LK had the tri-mode PCB handled for the LX60.
Oh.
Yeah, that one there.
Wireless only? Oh. It totally depends on your PCB designer, pretty much. So, like, for the LX60, Lumen Key did all that stuff. But, like, for example, if Alex and I wanted to do it with Manta, we'd have to work with Gondo, for example. But it really, it's the same thing as, like, designing a case. It's like, it just comes down to the design of what specs they put on it.
Until I'd over-tighten the screw here at the bottom. So this is also the reason why we're going to add those little stickers, is to prevent crazy over-tightenings of this. Because we're not really supposed to crank in the screws. So yeah, this is... See, the gaskets are noticeably, to me, a little bit flatter in terms of sound signature, with a lot more feedback from the case, which is where I might have to go and open this and put in those little gasket breaks underneath the pillars. But yeah, it's noticeably flatter. Spacebar is lovely, but the alphas are a bit more like toned down, I guess. Yeah, and I'd like to actually try. Maybe we do open this right now, and maybe I go and put those force brakes underneath this now. Maybe that's what we have to do. Maybe this is accentuating that thing that Bull found. So let's try that. Yeah, the spacebar sounds lovely on this one, for sure. It's really nice. But let's see. Let's see if I can figure out where that thuddiness is coming from. Again, I think it's just from under the pillars, but we'll see. Like I said, there are some small changes that we're going to be making. No, there's definitely more resonance on this one for sure, guys. I think that's the best spacebar. It's a nice spacebar.
I wonder how it'd sound with the big gaskets on the bottom and then the top having the little ones.
Oh, that's true, too. That'd be interesting. Yeah, lots of ways you can customize this. If you guys are kind of curious, too. Literally so many ways. Honestly, this sounds like the Neo with the gaskets. Oh yeah, the Neo had definitely a thuddy. I mean, the Neo also had a really like thuddy overall sound signature, in my humble opinion, like the CU series. But that comes with going with just so much copper. You know what I mean? Those things are like stacked with copper. Still hear some of that. I was just wondering if maybe something was putting a little bit of pressure on the top frame, causing it to not sit correctly, Bull.
Yeah, when I built it, it actually was noticeable even without the top case on. So that's how I figured out it was for the plate, or the weight in the case.
Yeah. Keygeek Y3s. I'm pretty positive I have built with those, like, a number of times. I like Keygeek switches. Sometimes they can, I mean, with any pre-lube switch, they can be a little spotty with the factory lubricants, but yeah, I like them. They're good. They are good. Alex, have you built a board with... Oh, no, right, the one there. Y3s are a bit quiet. Yeah, all switches have different characteristics. Even Milky switches are technically a little bit more quiet, depending on how you lube them too. Alright, so let's take this apart now. I love the Neo, and this already has given me 3 different sounds, man. This shit's gonna sell like bananas. I hope it does well. We shall see. I'm sure Bull hopes the same thing.
It's always nice.
I just ordered more Sonias and Keygeek Science. Oh, you're gonna like the Sonyas. The Cyans, I think I've used one, have I? What tunings am I running on the MX Blacks? These are the same ones from the other day, actually. The ones I desoldered these from the, oh gosh. Diversity. So these are with GS2 and a 53 gram spring, the Wuche ones. They feel more like a 56, 57 because they're so long. So again, if you guys wanted to see the weight, you can see there's still a lot of surface area touching the bottom of the case. So it's not like just standing on four corners. I think a good way to describe this is, do you guys remember the Box 75? I think that's like the most best example I can give you is something that just had four corners it stood on. And what happens is there's just not a lot of like the surface area there, like when vibrations travel, it's just going through 4 points. So, but there's been other boards who have done that where they try to make the board stand. There was also the Cypheus or whatever it was called that had that like bar that it stood on, which, I mean, truthfully didn't sound super great, but it also wasn't super well isolated and it just stood on the one bar. So let me put some little stickers on this. Is there going to need a force brake? If we decide it needs a force brake, we are going to have everything pre-installed. You guys won't have to touch anything. Bull and I have already talked about that.
Yes.
No, this is a copper bottom, but Bull will be doing a full alu build. Apparently, it's pretty good.
Yeah, I only tried it with the smaller gaskets, but I'll try with everything.
Oh wow, Bull, look at that. Stab pads fit right with the two screws. Or
That's exactly what I did.
Did you?
Yeah. And then I put 2 more down on like that flat part.
Okay, I'll do that too. Would you put one of the other mounting cells back? Yeah, we can try. Although, I'm gonna be honest, those other mounting styles sounded phenomenal. So, I don't really
I think
have any... Yeah.
The bigger gaskets transfer a lot more vibrations to the case, which explains the pinging. Now the 450 price is with the copper weight.
Why does it have a mustache? Does it have a mustache?
Well, I kind of see it.
That's all you did, right? These
Kind of reminds me of a frog.
Yeah, I think it should be good. Okay.
Yeah, that should do it.
Unless, do I want to put one over here too? Just to cover all the screw points. Let's do that. Screw it. The weight looks like Alex. No, it doesn't, guys. Let's not make this... Please. I'm begging you.
Uh-oh.
Jesus. The Alex 65? Okay. You know what, guys? Isn't $450 a little expensive? It is. It's very expensive.
Yeah, well, we can talk a little bit about the pricing.
Yeah,
so, pretty much this keyboard, the raw cost for us to even produce it before shipping it costs more than like the MSRP of most keyboards that are like, for example, the Cappy 60. So like, if that gives you a little understanding of like,
yeah,
that's without shipping it, without paying anybody,
yep,
without paying Alex or I for designing it, without paying vendors. And we also want to make sure that everybody involved does get paid reasonably. So like our regional vendors, by giving them some profit, it helps customers also, because if vendors make a profit on a project, they can order more extras. So then if somebody, you know, gets a damaged board in the mail, there's something to promptly replace it, as well as then vendors can stay open, can provide the best support. And then also, I mean, like Alex was saying earlier, we spent $6,000 on the prototypes, so we have to try to recoup a bit of that. But yeah, I think 450 kind of, it also represents our mindset of the keyboard. Like, we're not trying to compromise. So I think in the range of $450 keyboards, it also stands out. It's a unique design.
Yeah.
So yeah. I hope you guys can understand the price point.
Yeah, and just to be completely fair with you guys too, like the raw cost of this board, like including the prototyping costs, is pretty damn high. Like Bull was saying near the beginning of the stream, the machining on the fin alone is like, is it safe to assume like 75% of the board, Bull? Maybe a little bit more, a little less than that.
Are you talking like machine time or cost?
Just cost.
Oh yeah, like the cost. I think it was.
I don't remember. Check. You have the breakdown. I don't remember what it is.
I have the breakdown right here. It is. It's about half of the keyboard.
Yeah, there you guys go. It's about 50% of the cost then, just for the machining of the fin. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Like Bull was saying too, and I think this is also why we wanted to kind of do this and be transparent about things. Is I think a lot of the times with prototypes of any board or just boards in general in this keyboard space, it's really easy to be like, well, I can buy X board from Neo for this price, and that's totally fair. They're also running at a different scale than us. Like, I'm sure if Bull and I made 10,000 units of the Manta, we can get this pretty low, but we're not doing 10,000 units. And unfortunately, we don't really have the capital to run 10,000 units. So it is, there's a lot of differences when it comes into these things too. But like I said, our main goal was to have things priced fairly, and then like considering what this is, and then also pay like vendors fairly, and then even for ourselves, like putting in all this work, like I can tell you guys right now, even if me and Bull sell 300 units, like we're not walking away with tons of money. We also have to consider we're going to be the ones putting out for what's it called, marketing. So that's going to be on us. So who knows? Maybe this will run in, like, I'm just being a little bit exaggerated here, but maybe this doesn't run us a lot of profit at all. But we're just, like I said, we want to pay the vendors and everything fairly, and try to make this board not crazy overpriced because we already know it's kind of there. But yeah, that's really it. Like, there's not really a lot to it past that. Our raw top case is going to be available in alu. Yes, we're going to do a totally raw version too. Seems like a lot of people want it. So this still definitely has a bit of that flatter feel to it. Let's see if it has that resonance still. I'd be curious to swap it like you said, Bull. Just put the grommets on the top.
Yeah, honestly, I didn't try it yet.
Yeah, I'm curious now.
I don't know if it'll be good. It could be terrible.
I think that actually fixed everything, Bull.
Yeah.
Still has a bit of that, like... Has a bit of that resonance, but I think that might be tasteful for some people. But I think that also, if this sounded exactly like the grommets, I'd be kind of disappointed.
Agreed, yeah. I think it's really good that it sounds different. It's nice that you can get 3 unique sound profiles out of the same board. Yeah,
I really like this spacebar on this one, though.
Might be my favorite spacebar.
Definitely really nice. It's a lovely design that sounds fantastic. I haven't bought a new board in over a year. I'm copying this. I'm glad you like it, Top. Spacebar is nice. I enjoy all 3. Yeah, I think after just doing that little gap thing on the bottom here, we'll probably have to use a smidge of a thinner material. But actually, barely even notice it. That's pretty nice. Even with these thicker pads here.
Oh yeah, the plate files will be available.
Yes. And then, you know what? Let me try actually swapping around. I want to see now if I swap around the grommets. I enjoyed all of those. Can you try another mount? I think we're out of mounts to try, Burn. Unless you mean with the little force break thing, though. But I don't foresee this force break really affecting the other sound profiles all that much. But I'm actually going to try and mix matching some of these things now. Oh, with the force break.
Yes, let's do God. Next will be the Chinese vendor.
Will this keyboard have a Chinese agent for buying? Oh yeah. We'll have a vendor. You don't even need an agent to get it through the US or anything. We'll just have an actual vendor. Let's see. Well, I'm glad, guys. I'm happy. I hope you guys like it too. Fun little project. Can you do a sound test on non-cork mat? Yeah, I can do one. Although, I'm going to be honest, Ivan, I find with the cork mat versus any of the other desk pads, to me, they all sound the same. But I will try it just for you guys. Because if I noticed a difference, I probably would have noticed a long time ago and probably swapped off the cork. Thank you, Matthew. I appreciate it, man. Thank you, Byrne. Yeah, like I said, it's not... The board itself has some, in my humble opinion, it has some, like, timeless aspects to it, but with also a bit of, like, fun added to it. So it's not just, you know, kind of being a little bit, again, kind of exaggerating here, but not just another rectangle type thing. But the fin was really cool. I'm glad that turned out good. And then for the most part, it's pretty nice. It's an awesome
Alex,
project. Thanks, guys.
You might end up almost becoming a vendor if you get a bunch of build commissions for this.
Yeah, I know. We'll see.
We're gonna have to send you a shipment directly from STR.
Yeah. Oh man. Thank you, Captain. I appreciate it, man. It's an awesome project. Thank you, Horizon. I appreciate it, man. All right, let's. I mean, I can just do it like this. I don't need to unplug it. That's the nice thing about this.
Yeah.
Okay. Curious. Alex and Bull, you all got my partner who questioned my keyboard addiction to understand with this board. Absolutely knocked it out of the damn park. Thank you, man. Yeah, I think there's you know, even kind of speaking on the fin design a little bit. From a lot of aspects too, when we were looking at the initial renders for it, it almost feels like, depending on which finish you go with, it almost kind of looks like a piece of jewelry on the bottom of the keyboard, which is kind of neat as well. And kind of just showing that off a little bit more. Maybe a little bit more in like the raw copper, but you know, it almost kind of just looks like a little accessory it sits on, which is kind of cool with like a very, very classy keyboard shape, which is neat. Mantis through Alex come with the build commissions. I will do something special for people who want Mantas done with commission. I also want to put this out there, even just with everything, that will probably be kind of expensive to ship things back and forth. So listen, it's not going to be something crazy I give you guys with the commission or something like that. But if you guys want to go through me, when the time comes, it might still be way off. We can definitely do that, but just, again, if you guys don't want to spend the money, don't feel like you need to. So that's all. Sometimes build commissions can get a little pricey. Not because of the fee, just talking about shipping back and forth. Literally, that's it. Alright, so this is grommets at the top. So if you guys want to see, grommets at the top, and then these on the bottom. And like I said, we had an idea. I went to Bull this morning and I said, hey, listen. And then we had an idea about one other style of mounting that we can add on to what the existing thing here. So we will prototype that, and if it sounds really good or it works, because we don't even know if it works yet, I will get back to you guys. Oh yeah, I'll change the mat now, Ivan. Just give me 1 second while we put this together here, and we'll see if it sounds any different. From a cork pad to a regular mat. Mad, not mad. No, the cork pads are sold on novelties. I think they do. They'll sell it pretty quick on novelties, though. I gotta admit. Every time I look, they're sold out. Which is pretty crazy. They do look good, though. I have to admit. I like the cork pads. Is that what you're rocking to right now, Bull?
I'm using a Felty right now, but normally I use Corkies.
Oh, yeah, you have a Felty, that's right.
I like the Corkies better for building, because, like, you know, the hot top sockets kind of stick to the Felties.
Dude, you know, that's actually one of the main reasons I kind of stick with the cork pad these days.
Yeah.
Those hot top sockets drive me up the walls when they pull and destroy my desk pads.
I know, right?
I had a desk pad I loved, and I was building a keyboard, and one of those little hot swap sockets, the Kale ones, they pulled on the thread of the desk pad, and it destroyed like part of the artwork on the desk pad, and I was so bummed.
Yeah, that sucks.
Does this board have hot swap sockets that stick to everything? If we end up going with Kale, unfortunately, yeah, but
yeah, it's inevitable.
Listen, man, you know what? I hope Kale one day can listen to me and just get rid of those extra tabs on the damn thing. I have no fucking reason, no idea, like, for the reasoning behind adding those extra metal tabs. Someone told me it was for, like, construction, but like you know, just a better adhesion to, like, the solder pad. But, like, what does it have to do with anything? So I have no fucking idea, man. Beats me. Couldn't tell you guys. I don't think it's that big of a deal. See, for me, Willem, I get you. But for me, it was a big of a deal because it literally destroyed one of my desk pads. So that's actually the reason why I started being so kind of, like, mean-spirited towards Kale about those things. Will this board be compatible with other third-party PCBs? That's a great question. I mean, technically, if it had the same cutouts for the O-ring, potentially?
No, because the JST.
Oh, the JST placement might actually. Oh, yeah, and maybe the... you know what? Probably not because of the diodes being on the flip side. I'm not too sure if the diodes would interfere with anything. So...
yeah,
I'll go ahead and say probably
have to be a very specific case, and maybe with like an easy mate.
Yeah. Oh, interesting. So this is with half grommets and half... Oh, this is...
That's actually a good combo.
Yeah, fun combo.
It kind of combines the best of both worlds.
Yeah, it really does. Oh, that's neat. If it wasn't, I think it was someone here who said that. Or was it you, Bull? I don't remember. I don't know if I saw it in chat or you said it first, but... Oh, this is really nice, actually.
I don't remember.
Okay, let me get a normal desk pad, too. We did grommets on the top and then the full gasket tabs on the bottom here. Yeah, so far I'm like 3 for 3 happy with all the mounting styles, which that makes me really relieved. All right, I'm gonna get a desk pad here, guys. Let's just grab this guy. Let me clean off some of the desk here while we do this. And then we'll try some other of the... I mean, I think this will sound a lot different because this has a copper base to it, not just the aluminum base. So we'll see how this even sounds. But this will be for another day. We'll do some switch...
You can't build them all in one day.
Yeah, it's just a lot of keyboards. I mean, I could just move the build over, but let's just do that another day. Let's just focus on one thing at a time here. We talked about foam, and we'd love to add foam, but there's nowhere to put foam in this case. Like, literally, I'm not even trying to be, like, you know, funny about it. There's just not anywhere you can actually put foam safely. Because the diodes are in between the plate and PCB. You can't really put foam there, nor can you put a PE sheet. Foam underneath might be a little bit too tight, and then completely make the... typing experience very stiff. And then the other thing you could do, though, is a tape mod, which I don't think will include that by default. Because tape mods they're very, like, samey, I'd say. But yeah, unfortunately, not really a whole lot you can do for that.
For the acrylic top case, there's no threaded inserts because there's no threads in it.
Yes.
We purposely designed it that way so that it would just... all the threads are into metal.
So, the only reason you'd ever need, just so you guys can get a better understanding of when we complain about this when I'm doing reviews, The only time you would ever need helixes or metal inserts is when you screw into plastic. Because the screw is going from the top into metal, this can just literally be a pass-through. So it doesn't actually screw in anything into the acrylic. So no plastic gets screwed into. The actual screw will be in this base over here, so in the metal. When we complain about it, it's usually done the opposite. So if this had been screws coming in from the bottom into the plastic, you'd need the helixes there. So yeah, this is a very handsome looking case. Look at that. Even the fin looks gorgeous in the stainless. Look at that, dude. Sweet. Very, very cool. All right, let's see what it sounds like now on the other pad here. Yeah, I think it sounds the same. Yeah, I'd personally say it's exactly the same as the other stuff, but I'll leave that up to you guys. I don't want to sway your guys' opinion at all. You know what we haven't done in a long time? Double desk pad. That used to be the trend. I don't know if you guys remember that. Teja used to have like 16 desk pads stacked up. Sounds exactly the same to me too. Sounds fuller with the normal desk pad? I mean, that could be a better thing. Maybe the corks are really great. Oh geez, the cork's ripping here. The corky's a really great way to test things. Dude. Is it weird feeling? I would not say I feel like any immediate difference between the grommets being on the top. I think it's because when I type normally, most of my pressure is going downwards, like towards me. I'd say like I'm kind of, I don't know. I feel like the number row I don't really type on too often, but no, I don't really feel like a big difference. Fantastic. I mean, if you guys, you know what though, Bull, maybe I will pop this build into the copper one. Do you guys want to see it in the acrylic really quick? Just so you guys can...
No, make them wait. Make them wait.
Make them wait?
Yeah.
Dude. All right, remember that. Remember next time Bull streams, Bull said that, not me. So you guys can get mad at Bull and give him shit instead of giving me shit.
Okay, you can't show everything in one day.
So just remember that next week when Bull streams. Because personally, I'm tired of getting shit on. I don't know if you guys answered this, but the acrylic top doesn't need threading inserts. Yes, you know, it does not need anything, Ardang. It is good the way, like, we thought of all that. It doesn't need any threaded inserts for the acrylic. I'm taking notes, blame Bull. Yeah. So when you guys go to harass someone, wow. There's his Twitch handle. I'm not getting any more of your Bulls. There you guys go. Note it.
Damn.
But yeah, here are the 3 different fins here. For the most part. Well, actually, Bull has an aluminum one. But here are the 3 different fins side by side, if you guys want to see. So we have stainless, raw, and then sandblasted copper. So raw copper, by the way. I really like the look of the stainless one, and I really like the look of this one here. The copper is also beautiful, too. This is my favorite colorway, I'd say, out of all 3 of them. I think Bull also said it's his favorite.
Yeah.
This is that gray copper one. So, actually, I don't know if you guys want to hear how this one sounds. This is done with different switches, though. But this is not soldered in. So if you guys hear some rattling, then it's not my fault. These are done with my switches, but these are the round 1 prototypes. Also why I didn't want to do this. You know the switches I coated with Type Plus? We have new variations coming out with better stock lube, and these are actually just stock lube. I only slapped these in here because I wanted to make sure it assembled. So, I really like the alphas on this, though. I would like it better if they didn't have that weird rattle towards the end. But I have to solder it, which I also have to do this PCB, meaning I have to flash it and stuff, which I have not done yet. So, they're full travel distance. No, it has 6.25U if you guys want that. Yeah, I love this colorway. This colorway is so good. Definitely my favorite. The stainless and raw copper. Stainless has this specific matte and gray that looks so good. It really does, man. The stainless or the this particular finish looks so good too. I got to admit. Yeah, it's a very. I'd say we have a very neutral palette with this. Don't you think, Bull?
I think so. Yeah.
Very like understated palette. Only some fun, funky colors. Well, that's pretty much the stream. I am hoping you guys like the board. We'll have another stream next week with Bull, and then I'll do probably the acrylic one next week too. I'll pick some different switches, and then we can just move builds back and forth. But after that, that is all the PCBs I have for now. So we have to wait because I think Bull said we're getting a few more PCBs because of we had more, but we just unfortunately we'll have some hot swap ones. We can try more switches and other things. But for now, I'll just leave the 2 soldered for next week. So my, I guess, final stream until the hot swap units come in will be next week. And then next week we can try out different combinations of things too. And then Bull will have a build or 2. He only has 1 solder PCB. So we will do that next week or sometime after that. So no color or fun. APRA hates us. Does Marcia want fun colors? Absolutely love the board, Alex. You guys killed it. Thank you, guys. That's all we hope for is you guys liked it. I think it's a fun project. It basically checks all the boxes that I like in keyboards and Bull likes in keyboards. So we're hoping it also checks those boxes for you. If not, then don't worry about it. You guys cannot like the board. You guys can tell us like it's not for me. I don't really give a shit. It's a project we wanted to do. So I'm happy with the way it all sounds. Like I said, there's minor changes we are going to be doing, and then. But I actually, I don't think any of those changes are going to be reflective of a new prototype, so... My wallet hates it. Yeah, I get it, dude. Can we get a Grand Machina version? Oh, like an all-brass version? Honestly, I don't think we're going to go that route.
Be like $1,500.
Yeah, we'll have a cool... We're thinking right now, and again, we're not going to spoil things. We have a version we might do, like, limited numbers of. But who knows, maybe that's going to cost us some more money too, but we'll see. Stuff's still in the works. So you telling me there's a chance? Not of an all copper one, no. That's going to be way too expensive. Or like all brass, way too expensive. Way too expensive. All stainless steel? Fuck, but it's still expensive. All titanium? Actually, I never told this to Bull, but I would love if we had done like a Damascus weight. But I already know because Salvin, one day I sat down with Salvin and I said, Salvin, how much is it to make a Damascus weight? And he laughed at me for like 6-7 minutes straight and then showed me how much it would cost just to get one single block of Damascus. And that was like at a group pricing, like a mass quantity pricing. And then I looked at it and I said, never mind. And he continued to laugh. And he's like, that's why none of us really do Damascus. So, tungsten? Oh, gosh. How much was it? If I remember correctly, because this was like 2 years ago, it was over $2,000 for like one little block. Meaning it'd be like, you have to machine that, and you have to hope it doesn't, like nothing happens to it. It'd be like $2,000 for like one weight. And that's not including anything else with the keyboard. And that's just raw cost. And not even including machining time, so it was pretty expensive. 2,000 Canadian, I don't know what that comes out to in US dollars, but it was too expensive. So, dude, I don't know if Bull's ever played around with the idea, but yeah, there are some materials that just cost way too much fucking money.
Damascus?
Yeah.
I have one Damascus weight, but it's super thin.
How much was that out of curiosity?
Oh, I don't remember. It was like, I think it was like, it wasn't too crazy.
Because it's thin.
But I also don't know if it's like 100% real Damascus, you know what I mean? It was like from some random manufacturer.
Yeah, there's also different types of Damascus too. I was looking at, Selvin had showed me like some really nice stuff. I have a Damascus Proto from Bull, super nice looking, but yeah, thin for sure. Oh, do you, oh honey? If I win the lottery, there will be signs. Damascus everything. This guy will have a Damascus car. Damascus rims. All right, though, guys. Let's go find someone to raid. Thanks for tuning in today, guys. I hope you guys liked the build. I'll show you guys one more time the side profile and stuff here. There is the side profile of the board. Actually, it's even cool. I didn't even realize that. You can kind of see the USB plug kind of from the side profile, which is kind of neat looking, I guess. Never even thought to look at it like that. Kind of neat. All right. I'm going to go raid someone. Let's go see who's online. Bull, thanks for tuning in today and hanging out for 2.5 hours.
Yeah, it was fun.
If you guys want to, follow Bull on Twitch. If you guys also have more questions for us, the Discord, you can go to either one of our Discords, but we have the Manta discussion in mind. Feel free to ask us questions there. Even if they're the same questions, honestly, I don't care. Just ask them again if you need to. But let's go see if we can go raid. Bull, did you have any last sentiments you want to share?
I don't know. I'm just relieved.
Yeah, same here. Same here a little bit. Is no one building keyboards right now? Lanes is building a keyboard right now. My stomach's growling like crazy, so I'm gonna get some food. No, that is the wrong.
Me too.
Bull the Legend, another Bull classic. Easy peasy Bull classic. Question though, guys, does the keyboard have that ass? Or no? Looking like a sick board? It's a nice board. I love the way it looks. He said it. For sure, somewhat. It's so ass. 100% ass. Perfect. Alright guys, let's go raid lanes. Fun stream, can't wait to get one. Definitely got the ass. Thanks guys. Damascus cheeks? Damn, bro. Alright, I'm actually gonna get some food and I'm probably calling. I wanted to stay up and take some photos of this, but dude, I'm starving and honestly I need to get some sleep because tomorrow I'm going to the Toronto meetup, I think. Hopefully I can make it out. But I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks for everything, guys. Thanks for tuning in, and thanks again, Bull. Appreciate it, man, for stopping by here too. Yeah. Bye, everybody.